Hello and welcome to Media Made, the show in which we, year by year, explore the movies, music, and TV that most invaded our lives. I am your host, Michigan J. Rod, and I am joined by...
member of the Winnebago crew, Jess. Vroom vroom.
And we got guests.
Guests!
We have a special episode for all of you. We have two guests joining us. Do you care to introduce yourselves?
Welcome to Earth. I was like, when you said your quotes, I was like, oh, I should have prepared. I didn't know I'd have to have a cool intro, so I went for the most obvious thing. I'm Gooey from Flashback 64. What would your quote be? You've got some.
Gosh, must go faster.
Yeah.
I'm McKenna.
Gooey and McKenna from the Flashback 64 podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you. I am excited to be here. I love Media Made. Love this show.
Well, thank you. And just to check and make sure all the kids know, you always agree with me and all of my takes, correct?
100% you. Rod is always wrong.
Absolutely. Good job. Absolutely.
So, just, for our listeners, can you maybe share a little bit about Flashback 64? What's that about?
So it's a podcast where we are chronologically covering the Nintendo 64 library, and that's part one of our thing. McKenna, part two. What else do we do?
We also cover the cultural and historical events going on at the same time.
Yeah, so
Sometimes a little before and sometimes a little after.
yeah, it could be other games. A lot of times movies. We like to talk about movies a lot. We have had Rod and Jess on the show before, twice actually, for some great double feature movie episodes, which is great. So if you like this show, you'll love that, because there are also some jam-packed movie discussions. So yeah,
I love your show because, like McKenna said, it's kind of an examination of 90s pop culture in general. Simpler times, happier times.
yeah.
And you touch on so much. And you get some of like these great guests on that really know their stuff. And sometimes I think, like, why the heck are we on that show? we're not experts in anything.
No, you guys are some of our favorite guests. Like, I love talking about movies with you guys. But yeah, it is fun. Like, we do like we're really like 25% a Nintendo 64 podcast, at least covering the main games, because we only do one a month, and people have said like, oh, it's going to take you forever to go through the library, but those weeks in between when we're covering all that stuff it's like some of the most, I mean, the games are fun, but doing that stuff is really fun. And I've been like scheduling out like what we're gonna do for the next like few months, and I'm always feeling like, oh, like I wish we had more time to talk about more stuff. So I'm gonna appreciate in the long run. Like this show could take forever, we could never finish, but whatever, we're taking our time, having a good time,
And that's the way.
Yeah, that is the way. I mean, as someone who listens, it's you do a great job. Run a tight ship.
Thank
Yeah.
Is what I said. So obviously, like they said, we Jess and I have been on Flashback a few times talking. We're like the double feature experts, I guess. But we went on and talked the Volcano twin movies from 1997.
Yes.
Volcano and Dante's Peak,
Yes.
which is related to maybe one of the movies we're going to talk about this episode.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Disaster in.
Okay. I was like, spoiler connections.
And then we came on and talked about a couple of witch movies from the early 90s.
It's true.
Yes.
We
and
did do those things.
We have some more witch episodes planned. It's again we've just been like, oh, we got to do this and this and this. Like, but yeah, we have like a whole like series of witch movies we want to do. Yeah. So hopefully we can. Yeah.
And so we knew we wanted you both on the show at some point, and and we've been trying to figure out what the best approach is. And eventually, I think Gooey suggested it. Why don't we let Gooey and McKenna pick out a year and then decide? They determine which two movies from that year they've seen the most of. Because also, if you're new to this show, Jess and I, we typically go year by year. We look at a list. If it's a movie episode, we look at every movie released a given year and decide each decide for each of us which one we've watched the most of ever.
Mhm.
Not our favorites, the one we watched the most
yeah.
of, which is a fun experiment.
Fun is a word you could use to describe things.
I love that way of doing it, because we did on our show, like back whenever we actually got through 96 or whatever, we did like a 96 wrap up show, like like an end of year episode, but for decades ago. And we were creating like our like favorite movies of that year. And for me, because of the age I almost had like 2 separate lists where I was like, here are the 3 movies that like I watched like obsessively like around that year. But then
Most invaded your life.
yeah. And then here are like the ones that are my favorite now. And there's some crossover, obviously, but that's what I love about your show, is because it's like that is a specific thing. Like not, it doesn't always have to be your favorite. It's just like you have like such a strong connection to this because of how many times you watched it, in that time throughout the years. It's cool. I love that.
So you alluded to it, but the year you picked was 1996, and I think that has a connection to your show.
Yes, yeah, that was actually, this is kind of funny. McKenna, what you could tell us something very specifically happened to this last night.
Yeah, we were playing Jackbox games. There's a specific trivia one that does,
Time Jinx, it's called.
Time Jinx, and most of the questions you have to like guess a year that something occurred, and the first question we got was, which year did the Nintendo 64 release?
We were doing a stream and everything, and it was like we just moved, and it was like, okay, here's our first stream at the new place, and that was the first question. And so that's why we picked 1996. It's the launch.
Almost everyone got it right.
Yeah, except for one person who I don't think is a regular listener. So
he was only off by a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Nintendo 64 came out in 96, and it seemed like the perfect year to kind of explore movies with Gooey and McKenna. So
yeah,
each of you went through the list and decided for each of you the movie that you watched the most of from that year.
I didn't even have to think about it. And I was like, I know 100% what it is. But I did look just to double check. And I think I had notes from our 96 episode. And then I was like, I also think I already knew McKenna's beforehand. So yeah, it was very easy to come up with the answer.
Before we announce the first movie, by the way, we're going to talk McKenna's first. Before we do that, I always ask Jess at the start of every new year we do, where were you in the year 1996? So I'm just curious, Gooey McKenna, where were you that year?
What? So I mean, that's why our show's kind of cool, because it's sort of like, it's like a little bit of nostalgia in there, obviously, but we're like 5 years apart in age, so our time period, like the way, like our experiences of that time are a little bit different, but it's like kind of I don't know, it's kind of like the perfect console that kind of intersects our childhoods, I feel like. But me, I was I turned 6 that year, so I was this like a stupid little toddler, like, I don't know, I was just watching silly, stupid little movies and playing Game Boy,
Typical 90s kid.
Yeah, 90s kids, yeah.
I was a year old in 1996. Had my first birthday, and my sister was born that year. And yeah, I don't remember 1996.
It was a year of wonder.
You remember
Everything
going to the
was
theater
new.
to see your movie? That happens.
Yeah. That happens.
Luckily, your movie wasn't like Barney or something, because that's what happened the year I was born.
Barney movie?
No, we watched the show though.
Yeah. Ugh.
Toddler years are scary.
Pretty sure I saw my movie. I have memories of other 96 movies, like seeing in the theater. We went into it on multiple episodes, but I was scarred by Mars Attacks as a child. Oh no, we have a train going by our house right now.
I hear it.
Don't worry, they don't come by
This will be the
frequently.
only one.
No,
You
that's
could
fine.
choose to edit that out, or
We'll see how it goes.
It's a guest. Thomas, come and join us. Thomas.
well, I'll just say, yeah. So in 1996, I do at least vividly remember seeing Mars Attacks, and it's scaring the crap out of me, a 6-year-old. And I maybe have seen both of the movies we've discussed, but I'm a little too, like, my memory of that time is a little hazy.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, unless you're Rodney Lloyd.
Hey, come on.
He remembers everything that has ever happened in his entire life.
Really?
It's not true. My mom literally just texted me and asked, "Hey, what grade did you get on this assignment from 4th grade?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Why would you know that? That's crazy.
I have no idea, but she's arguing with my dad about it, apparently.
I see.
Yeah, but you could tell me what Halloween costume you wore that year.
I had to research that too. But anyway, let's transition into the movies.
Okay.
So like I said, we're going to talk about McKenna's first. And to
yes.
introduce, premiering June 25th, 1996, written by Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich, directed by Roland Emmerich, starring Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, Mary McDonnell, Judd Hirsch, Margaret Cullen, Randy Quaid, Robert Loggia, Vivica A. Fox, James Rebhorn, Harvey Firestein, and Mr. 4th of July, Willard Smith. It's Independence Day.
Welcome to Earth.
Okay, there we go. I was trying to do a visual aid for the listeners, but it wasn't quite working.
Is the like the holographic? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I got the holographic Independence Day VHS tape here.
Oh, yes.
This was the
Heck
coolest thing you could get in the yeah. It's not gonna work
This
here.
is a
but-
new like unopened VHS. We this was the first time it was played.
Yes, the first time it was
We just
played,
watched
it
it.
looked great, and
Nice.
we got invited for some offers to join the Fox Club Fox.
Oh, right.
And yeah. So anyway, sorry.
Fox.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because Independence Day. Typically, I like just ask Jess, like, explain what this movie is. But I know McKenna has a bit of a tradition on your show to read
Oh,
the
yeah,
box
yeah.
back.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
So,
this one
McKenna,
is
would
very-
you please?
Here we go.
So,
Normally they're like an essay, but this one's actually
it's not
like
too long.
they're like,
Ah.
we know what you're here for.
Wow, right. One of the biggest box office hits of all time delivers the ultimate encounter when mysterious and powerful aliens launch an all-out invasion against the human race. The spectacle begins when massive spaceships appear in Earth's skies, but wonder turns to terror as the ships blast destructive beams of fire down on cities all over the planet. Now, the world's only hope lies with the determined band of survivors, uniting for one last strike against the invaders before it's the end of mankind.
That was good. That was a good description, I think. Pretty succinct.
that told the story.
So, McKenna, what's your story with Independence Day?
Why is this your most watched?
I like vaguely remember watching it for the first time. I think my sister was like away for a sports tournament. Like my dad and her had left, and my brother wasn't around, so it was just me and my mom. And I don't remember why I picked this movie. But I like disaster movies a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just my mom and I think I was probably like 10-ish, and I had a fun time with it. And yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty cool. I was gonna ask. I was like, how old were you? If it came out when you were 1, but 10, I think that's so interesting. Just like, I want to just chill with my mom and watch something. Let's watch the world burn.
I did like watching the world burn.
Hey, we each have our own things. I liked watching women turn people into frogs.
Your family too, like your dad, I feel like just always has like, if it's not sports on, he's always got like when we're at your house for the holidays, like it's whatever movie marathon is on. He just is like, it's always
Whatever,
on.
you know,
So
FX or something.
I feel like your family's the type like where you probably have seen like all the Jurassic Park movies and whatever the the Harry Potters and stuff are always
I have
on.
the Jurassic Park story that I told when we talked about this.
What was that?
Please.
So one time I was watching Independence Day, and it gets to the part where they're escaping the mothership, and Jeff Goldblum is going, "Must go faster, faster, must go faster."
Must go faster. Must go faster. Must go faster. Go, 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 go.
And I just like a bell goes off in my head, and I was like, hold on a second. I paused the movie, get Jurassic Park out, fast forward to the part where they're in the Jeep being chased by the T-Rex, and Jeff Goldblum goes, "Must go faster." I was like, no way. They took the line. They used it again.
I think
It
fits.
was such a great realization.
I feel
I
like
need
that
it
is
on a shirt.
With just his face.
who wrote the movie. It wasn't Dean Devlin, right? What would you
Dean
say?
Devlin and Roland Emmerich together wrote this one.
Because I could see, because it just does feel like, like if you're writing a disaster movie, it's like, oh, then there's the part where everyone's running and they're like, go faster, go faster. Like, I bet if we put in a Godzilla 98, like there's a part where Matthew Broderick's like, must go faster. Like, I'm sure it's one of those. Like, yeah, okay.
Gooey, do you have a story with Independence Day? You said you might have saw it in the theater.
Maybe. I definitely watched it a lot with my cousins as a kid, and it's just a movie. It was the highest grossing movie that year, so it was just like all over the place. And obviously Will Smith I loved as a kid. I loved Men in Black a lot as a kid, but this was the year before or whatever, and so it was like those were 1 and 2 with me of like cool movies with Will Smith basically. So it's a movie I've also seen a lot, but definitely probably still half as much as my movie. So
Gooey, can I tell you a secret?
Please.
Rodney has never seen a single Men in Black movie.
I've
Really?
seen clips of them. Yeah.
Oh wow!
It's on my list. I have a list on my phone of movies Rodney has said he has never seen that I need to fix, and it's on that list.
I feel like you would love Men in Black, at least the first one.
I watched the cartoon.
Yeah.
Remember the cartoon?
That was pretty tight. That and the
Different.
yeah. No, I mean, you like it. You got Ed Solomon did the script. It's funny. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
I thought when Jess was like, Gooey, do you want to hear a secret? I thought she was going to say, I just saw Independence Day for the first time yesterday.
that
Yeah.
too.
What about you two? Like, have you seen this like a bunch, I assume, or what?
I have not. This was I've definitely saw clips of the movie, but I never saw it all the way through. I am not a disaster movie fan when it comes to space stuff, because one time in the 4th grade, I was sitting in an assembly room, and a really nice man came to talk about the moon and the stars and how we're all have a little bit of stardust in us, and how in 50,000 years the sun is going to expand so much that it's going to swallow the whole earth, but don't worry, we'll already be dead. And I have panic attacks when I think too deeply about space and
fair.
dying because of it. So I tend to stay away from them in general. Though Independence Day was different because it was like, it's an alien invasion. And as an adult, I'm like, I can see the difference. Like, I don't do Armageddon because that will give me a permanent. I was like,
You're like,
something coming to destroy the earth
That could happen
from far away. We can do nothing about it. Cool. But, we can shoot aliens. We're American.
I did have like nightmares for a while as a kid about like alien invasions, and it did freak me out, but it was again like more because of Mars attacks, which almost, even they were made at the same time, but it reads more like a parody of Independence Day. But that just the aliens and that scared the crap out of me. But I always thought the aliens in this, like my cousins had like the toys of them and stuff, like I thought they looked like kind of badass, you know. So I was like, oh, these are. I mean, they're freaky, but they're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had honestly I didn't watch this movie until I think its 20th anniversary. So was it 2016? Like, I remember like a podcast I listened to had done like a retrospective thing, and I was like, oh, I should watch that, and I watched it, and I'm like, it's a Roland Emmerich movie, because I had seen Godzilla growing up, and I saw
I loved Godzilla. I did love Godzilla as a kid.
was it The Day After Tomorrow I'd seen in 2012.
Yeah.
This is a Roland Emmerich movie. Yeah.
I saw the derivative Roland Emmerich flicks before I saw kind of this. You know, this is the best one I think of all those that I'd seen.
Definitely, yeah. This, like, I feel like this movie you could say, especially at the time, that it's like popcorn cheese type movie. But and this is maybe just like old goo talking, but I'm like, you watch it now and you're like, I think we talked about this with our volcano movies. Like, there's so much like craft that actually went into it that it's like you just can't not appreciate it now, even if like you compare it to like Fargo is another movie that came out that year. You're like, okay, it's not like Fargo, but it is a well-made movie. You know?
Yeah,
I agree. But I do remember, because like 96 was when I became kind of pop culture aware. You know, that's like the earliest memories I remember, like new movies coming out. Because before that, it was like Disney movies just were.
Right. Yeah.
But I remember Independence Day and Twister were the two movies that all of my parents and my aunts and uncles, they all talked about them.
Yeah.
They haven't gone seen them. Yeah.
That's another, that would have been McKenna's like other choice, I think, too. Right? That's 96. Yeah.
I
Twister?
think so.
Yeah. I think there's something.
96.
They have
probably those, or like the Disney, which was Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh my gosh, that would have been something to talk about. No kidding. Good call on not.
These do have like a formula of like, it's like this big disaster movie. Let's jam pack them full of like I feel like they both have these big ensemble casts, you know, like top to bottom, you know, like they got like the best people you can get, I think, for a movie like this.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit more about the cast in a sec, because like I remember we're sitting there, we're watching it, and it's just like a constant parade of, hey, it's that guy. Hey, it's Robert Loggia. Whoa, Robert Loggia. You know, Harvey Fierstein, or we saw Adam Baldwin.
Yeah,
all the way down to like the character actors are even like those guys who are like, oh hell yeah. You mentioned James Rebhorn or whatever. Like, whenever I see him, and we love him in this movie, but yeah, whenever even that guy, like all the way down to your lower tier, quote unquote, people in the movie, it's like heavy hitters, you know?
Yeah. There were people that were like in one or two scenes that's like, I know that guy. Where's that guy from?
Even like little Mae Whitman.
Yeah.
Voice of Katara and Roxy from Scott Pilgrim. She's like a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, oh yeah. So stacked. The kid, when the child actor is a star, you know?
Well, I want to lay out maybe a little bit of the background, how this movie was made, but then get your opinions just on like Roland Emmerich in general, because it comes from his mind and his kind of his partner in crime,
Dean. Yeah.
But Roland Emmerich, born November 10th, 1955, it's my dad's age, in Stuttgart, West Germany.
Oh,
so you have a German national. Inspired to pursue film after seeing Star Wars, he attended the University of Television in Film in Munich. His directorial debut was the Noah's Ark Principle, which premiered in 1984. Never heard of that one.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, he has a string of West German genre pictures throughout the 80s, including, I guess they culminate in 1990's Moon 44. It's just like a bunch of movies that like I don't think anyone's watched.
His mom probably did.
But on Moon 44 from 1990, he met actor Dean Devlin. Jess, do you recognize that name?
No. But yes, because we've said it 5 times already in this recording.
Dean Devlin is the mastermind behind Leverage.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
We just talked to
We
Leverage
did just talk about him.
in our 2008 TV episode, so I thought that was interesting.
I love Leverage.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen that.
You should.
Okay. Dean Devlin. Okay. Because I just associate him with like this guy makes not schlock, but like dumb movies.
Leverage is definitely very popcorn.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's also kind of old fashioned.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. We
It's
love
like
it.
movies from it's like TV shows from the 60s and 70s. It's Mission Impossible basically.
Except better. And no Tom Cruise.
No, not the movies. I'm talking the TV show.
I know, but for the kids listening.
The TV show, I guess you could maybe throw that out there too.
So yeah, Emmerich, Devlin, I guess they hit it off because they would quickly form a creative partnership. The director would bring on Devlin to co-write the 1992 sci-fi action flick Universal Soldier.
Yeah,
which
now
I know Gooey's a fan of.
I'm a fan of the franchise, to be honest. I have a friend, my friend Paul. We occasionally will get together and watch a random Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and so we've watched that, and then that led us to we took a detour. I mean, most of them he's in, but we just watched all the Universal Soldier movies except for the like straight to video. Or it was like TV. I don't know, the 2 like ones without him in the 90s. But we went through like the other 4 or 5 movies there are. Love Universal Soldier.
I haven't seen a single one of those, nor have I seen 1994's Stargate, which Emmerich and Devlin worked on.
Which led to that show, which I have never watched, but my dad watched like all of the Stargate shows and stuff, and it's always been something that I'm like, because McKenna and I both love Star Trek, and like there's all those like 90s sci-fi shows that ran at the same time that I've always wanted to get into. Babylon 5.
Yeah.
I just never have, but one day we're gonna pull the trigger and watch those too, because I love like goofy TV sci-fi shows.
Yeah.
McKenna, have you seen any of these early Emmerich flicks?
No.
You're a fan of his later stuff, though, yeah.
Yeah, yes. A couple.
A fan, quote unquote, I would say.
I have like a DVD pack that's got Independence Day and The Day After Tomorrow.
Ooh,
and something else.
That's a good deal.
I mean, I'm in the same boat then as McKenna, because only his later stuff. But I feel like I need to check out Universal Soldier based on Gooey's recommendation.
Yeah, I mean it's a Van Damme movie, so there's kicks and Dolph Lundgren, what more do you want?
So anyway, Stargate is kind of where the Independence Day idea came from, because according to Entertainment Weekly, when the two were promoting that film in Europe, Emmerich was asked by a reporter if he believed in aliens, to which he turned to Devlin and said, "I think we have our next movie."
Okay.
See what type of level these geniuses are operating on. I think we made fun of this on our show too.
Emmerich reportedly asked the reporter to imagine waking up one day to find that a 15-mile wide spaceship was hovering over all of the world's biggest cities.
Hell yeah. I love that. That's like similar, like James Cameron will just be like, I dreamed about a metal skeleton. So, cool, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then they developed a script. It was greenlit by 20th Century Fox. Pre-production began in February 95. And then as for casting, Emmerich and Devlin had reportedly always envisioned an African-American in the lead role, though Ethan Hawke was initially approached, apparently.
Because he's African American.
I guess. They're like, we want a black guy. But Ethan Hawke's here.
I mean, I love Ethan Hawke, but I don't think the movie would be what it is. I mean, it's an ensemble thing, but Will Smith is, too good in this.
Yeah, but they approached Will Smith because they saw him in 1993's 6 Degrees of Separation. And they thought, that's the guy.
I've never seen that.
that.
Okay. Thought they just saw him Fresh Prince or whatever, and they're like sick. Or he was in Bad Boys at this point, right?
I think he had
Had Bad Boys already come out?
95. I think Bad
Okay.
Boys
Oh,
came out.
okay, yeah. Maybe some.
I might be wrong on that.
I was like, that feels early, but time is a substance that I am not made of, and I do not acknowledge the passing of it.
It's BS.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah, 95. Bad Boys.
Oh, look at you, mister, knowing nothing at all off the top of your head.
Okay, principal photography began July 28th, 1995. Filming took place in New York, New Jersey, Utah, Nevada, and Fontana, California,
I've been there.
Oh,
among many other locations. Sorry, anytime they film in a place near us, we have to shout it out.
are you gonna go there? I know you've done that before.
Oh, I guess they filmed it like at a train station. Fontana's like trains and the NASCAR track.
Yeah, my brain was like, what could they have filmed there? There's nothing there.
Like some railroad scenes.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Every NASCAR movie also is filmed there.
I believe you.
Oh, okay. Shout out Fontana.
Fontucky is what they call it.
Kentucky.
Fun little fact. So they had a big promotional push for Independence Day. Included a Super Bowl ad because I guess like 96 was the year of the Super Bowl ad because a bunch of movies had like debuts there.
Oh,
Yeah. They had
interesting.
partnerships with Apple's, Coors, and Coca-Cola. And I don't know if anyone knows this. There was a time capsule dubbed the ID4 Monument placed in Rachel, Nevada along the newly christened extraterrestrial highway.
What?
Oh.
Had you heard about this?
No.
Anybody?
Mm-mm. No, so
A public... Go ahead.
No, I go like when did they unearth this yet? What's going on?
No, it's still there. A
Oh.
public dedication ceremony for the extraterrestrial highway in Nevada, like by Area 51, which I've always wanted to visit.
So you can Naruto run into it, yeah?
Yes. But the dedication ceremony was held in Rachel on April 18th, 1996. The ceremony was attended by Nevada Governor Bob Miller, studio executives from Fox, and actors Jeff Goldblum, Robert Loggia, Bill Pullman, and Brent Spiner.
Nice.
What did they bury?
The time capsule contained previews and props from Independence Day,
Okay.
books of art and culture, non-specified,
All right.
pages from Brent Spiner's script for Star Trek First Contact,
What?
models of stealth bombers that were donated by Governor Miller, and a quote universal gaming chip contributed by Lieutenant Governor Lonnie Hamagren.
What's a universal gaming
I don't
chip?
know.
For gamers? Well, it's universal, so it still works today.
I have no idea.
Doubtful.
But I was like, there's enough Star Trek in there that I figured you two would appreciate that.
It really feels like they asked for people like what they had in their pockets, you know? Like Brent Spiner's like working on First Contact or something. Here you go.
Oh.
Yeah, and like it's I saw pictures of this thing. It's literally a giant stone ID4 written out.
Oh.
Like
Wow.
it's I don't know, it's like a monument.
Huh. Can
I
we
wanna
go dig it
visit.
up like this?
I guess you can go visit it.
Let's go visit it with some shovels. I want to see what the undisclosed art is.
It's not safe for work. That's why.
Honestly, I was thinking it. I was like, what's in there?
We should go there.
Yeah.
Go to Area 51.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Road trip. The film had its official premiere at Mann Plaza Theater in LA, June 25th, 96. It was then screened privately at the White House for President Bill Clinton
Cool.
and his family.
So they could watch their home get blown up?
Yes. And the film received its nationwide release July 2nd, 96.
We need to show threatening movies to the president more often. I'm not, not being political here. Just think we should do like every president, you know?
Yeah, just to remind you, aliens can attack at any point.
The best thing is to get in a jet and fight yourself.
Oh my gosh. Yes, actually.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like, They're still making stuff now. I mean, this is probably a topic of conversation for the movie, but like they are still making movies now where like the president like I saw like an ad for some show that's coming out with James Marsden as the president, and I forgot what the name of the show is, but it's still presenting like, what if the president was like a cool guy who like everyone thought was cool and not like an aged demon, you know? Like, I'm like, we gotta update our movie presidents, you know what I mean?
we do.
Well, going back to the 2012 movie that Roland Emmerich did, I believe he had a black president, and it was very like aspirational for the time.
Yeah, that was a period too, like where it was like it morphed from, because it used to be like 90s movie presidents were like somewhere between Bill Clinton and George Bush, you know, and it was like we don't know their political affiliation necessarily. I mean, even and then it got turned into like, okay, now it's more like more Obama, like it's still cool, but it's like more aspirational. And then now I think I don't know if people know what to do anymore, you know.
Stop making movies about presidents.
Yeah, true.
Well, I guess we could just jump into the movie then. Like, do we just talk about Bill Pullman? That seems like the best transition, right?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Nuke 'em. Let's nuke the bastards.
Because like the movie, like we talked about, like there's a parade of character actors and like, you know, hey, it's that guys. And but there really are three main characters, I think.
Yeah, there's so many people in this movie.
You said Will Smith, like they said they thought of him as the main character, but like he doesn't show up till like 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I was so confused. I was like, why are we in so many places?
It all comes together, I think, but you know.
I know Jess thought maybe there are too many characters.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Usually Rodney cuts that out. I smack my mouth a lot when I think. I like when it opened. I am a huge fan of ensemble casts. I love them. Probably because all I know about this movie is that it's a Will Smith movie where he fights aliens. Having like the opening be on the moon and then in RV park and then some dude talking on a bed with his wife and on the phone. Oh, their daughter is in the bed. Oh, that's the president. And then it's just, I was like,
then Jeff Goldblum's riding his bike to the television station.
Yeah, he's some guy playing chess. And then I was just like, what is happening? Where are we? What is going on?
It bounces around.
But that being said, it was very, like Rodney had said, it was really kinetic. Like it was moving pretty fast in those first 20 minutes.
Yeah, they do this thing like every scene ends with like a punchline line that would now be like way too obnoxious. But now they all end with like a little like character moment that's kind of like funny, but it'll sometimes be like vague or like it'll have some like implication that's like gonna move the plot forward. So like when the president gets the call, he's like, I can't even remember what he says, but I think he says like, can you say that again? You know, like scenes all end like that, and it's always like bam, bam, bam. Like what's happening next? No, it's like the situation's getting crazier and crazier. You know?
Yeah, true.
And Jess had said like at the end we were kind of like, why are we showing Randy Quaid so much? Like not just now I just like don't want to look at Randy Quaid, but. It was just like he seemed really like unnecessary for this movie.
He got a lot of like he was like very it was a lot of him in the beginning, and I was like, is he going to be here for most of the time? No.
He gets like the big moment at the end, I guess.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
But you know the payoff is worth it, you know?
Yeah. Which I was like, oh, I get it. Though at one point I was like, was he taken by these aliens or different aliens? I'm not sure, but it seems like it was these aliens.
That's like one thing I think is really funny about this movie is that like suddenly he's been saying he's been abducted for years and the aliens actually show up, but people still don't take him seriously. They're like,
Yeah.
you didn't get abducted. They're like, well, there's literally aliens. Maybe he did.
It has to be the same ones because like that ship from Area 51. Well, who
Mhm.
knows?
They
Maybe
have
there's that would have been that's what they should have done. Independence Day too is that it should have been new aliens, and they're like, we use the old alien stuff to kill the new aliens. You know,
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
instead of
Was there
whatever
an
they did.
Independence Day too?
There
Yes.
was
Uh,
like 10 years ago or something. It was horrible.
Yeah, I've got it in my legacy notes.
Yeah. The legacy for both of these, I think, is dire, but yeah, not very good.
But yeah, the cast is ballooned, but there really are three main characters, and I would even honestly like Will Smith is, I think, billed as the main character, but the main character is really like it's both the president played by Bill Pullman
Mhm.
and kind of like a radio cable network technician played by Jeff Goldblum.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree. Also, I still think Andy Pullman is Two-Face from
Oh no,
The Dark Knight.
she thought
They're the same person.
She thought Bill Pullman looked like the guy who plays
They do look like the same
Harvey
person.
Dent.
They do.
Oh, like Aaron Eckhart? Is that
Yeah,
what we're talking-
generic
Oh, okay.
white man.
You're
They look
political,
very
yeah.
similar. Their haircuts are the same. They've got the same nose. Anyway,
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
like don't fight me on it. Yeah, I think I would agree that they get the most screen time. They do the most.
They get the most growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like no one, like, since there's so many characters, like I will say they do a good job of like even some of the smaller characters get like little arcs and stuff like that, and so it's not like in a vacuum or like on its own. It's not like that spectacular. It does take away maybe from some of the more important characters like having a lot to do, but at the end of the day, I guess it's mostly like it serves the spectacle that the movie is offering up, I guess. So
Yeah.
but yeah, those two characters I can see like they have a bit more going on, maybe too, because like there's like more of a connection between those characters, where Will Smith is just like he's just like an army guy, really,
Mm-hmm.
just doing what he does.
I have to agree. I thought it was interesting, but when I was watching it again, it was my first time. I was like, how does Will Smith fit into this? Like, I understand how these two people know each other because Goldblum's ex-wife works for president. Also, he punched president before president was president. Cool.
Mhm.
Where are we getting this pilot from? I just kept searching for like, how are we going to get this connection to fit? And it like happened, but it was. We were talking about this in the movie. I know that we're jumping all over the place, but we were talking about this when we watched it, that I was like kind of let down by the end of it, that there wasn't more interaction between Will Smith's character and Jeff Goldblum's character, because they had so much like they had a lot of good chemistry in their back and forth.
How did you two feel about the buddy cop nature of Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum at the end?
You go ahead first, McKenna.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know.
Us
Yeah,
too.
their chemistry is really good. They play off of each other really well.
What the hell? Don't touch him. Don't. I was counting on this. They are bringing us in. When the hell was you gonna tell me? Oops. We're going to work on our communication.
I do think they have like sort of a natural sort of chemistry, but yeah, to Jess's point, like I did feel like because it was kind of thrown, like they're kind of thrown together towards the end, like there are parts, just some of their banter or like some of the moments like where they don't feel like earned or something, like
Mhm.
just there are little parts here and there that I'm like, it happens a lot throughout the movie actually, where it slips for me, and I go from like, oh that's funny, to just being like, okay guys, like this is a stupid movie, it fluctuates for me, where sometimes I'm like hell yeah, and other times I'm like this is so dumb.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, it is some of my favorite part in. I agree with McKenna. It's some of my favorite parts of the acting are in there, but it is a little pushed. It's a little forced. I think at the beginning when Will Smith has his goose before his goose gets cooked. I'm so sorry.
It's a Top Gun reference.
Yes. He had like good chemistry with that guy who was proposing to him in the locker room. And that was fun and funny, but even that felt like it was a lot. And I was like, I believe this, but I also don't. This is coming out of nowhere. And then it was just a lot of dramatic acting for Smith. And I personally don't think that is his best kind of work. I don't necessarily love Will Smith in dramatic roles. And so having him to like someone to play off of, which is, I just think he's a lot better as a comedic actor, again, in ensemble things, as we can see in Fresh Prince and other things that he's done like that, like Bad Boys, like even in Hitch, he's better suited for roles like that. It's more believable. So I was like, oh, I really like this because it's funny, but also you just met this person and you don't know each other. But I guess one of you is technically still kind of drunk, so we'll make it believable.
Yeah, I personally think I would have enjoyed the movie even more if I had just seen Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith like paired up way sooner.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Because I feel like too with his Will Smith, I like his sort of portrayal, like he's sort of like an everyman, but it's something we've hit on, I think, with a few different like 90s things about how it's like we talked about this a little bit with The Simpsons, where it was like at the time it was like cool like to portray a family that wasn't this like perfect nuclear family unit like of old, you know. So like have him being sort of like he's not married, like he's with someone who is a dancer who has a son that's not his, you know, like it. I sort of like that portrayal, and I just think Will Smith has a lot of like natural like charisma and stuff that I think that all worked for me. But then it's also weird because they just go away from that, and it's just sort of, I mean, it's one of the smaller arcs, I guess I would say. Mm-hmm. You know, like yeah. I feel like it's a cool portrayal, but I feel like they could have done more with it, or maybe less with it, or something. You know, because then it's just like, yeah, he's out there with Jeff Goldblum now. You know, like it's resolved, and they go away from that.
Yeah, I think the movie was just juggling a lot.
Yeah.
I think there were a lot of, like you said, a lot of really good small moments, a lot of like overarching things that were good as well. But there was so many open threads to close, and that's where it kind of got a little bit sloppy. But maybe that's not right. I don't know. As I said, I don't necessarily watch a lot of like disaster movies, but I feel like there are definitely movies out there that like maybe keep it closed up a little bit more so that the story that they're telling is a lot more, not succinct, but succinct.
I think we talked about it a little bit in like Volcano. There's less stuff going on, but like it's like they're trying to juggle, like Tommy Lee Jones is out there like solving this volcano thing, but not like they got to have his daughter in there too, and they're like, you know, we want to give him these serious moments, but we also want him like, you know, solving the volcano crisis or whatever. I feel like it's a hard once you start adding in more people to that, it's already like it's hard to balance, you know.
Yeah,
it seems like the movie, what they did was, in order to make someone more like in order to humanize someone, they just gave them family. It's like Randy Quaid, how do we humanize this guy? Give him a son and or daughter,
yeah,
that you never hear from or see, really. Like
he had 3 kids.
I like his part, but yeah, his kids feel a bit, I don't know, like, yeah, it doesn't fully connect.
And then Jeff Goldblum is like a divorced guy, you know, and I think that kind of has a hook to hang on, where you can be like, oh, you know, is he going to get back with his ex? Because that's a very 90s trope. I don't know how many times you two have talked about that in your show, but we've talked about the like young millennial fantasy of seeing your divorced parents get back together in a bunch of 90s movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that worked in this. I feel like because it also was just like, oh, that's his connection to the president, you know. So there, like, again, it felt like more interconnected as opposed to the Will Smith storyline. So I guess Vivica, I do like Vivica Fox gets like her own little journey.
adventure,
You know,
yeah.
like it was kind of cool.
She saves a bunch of people.
The explosion.
Oh,
One of the
Oh.
coolest but most ridiculous moments in the movie, I think.
we were laughing about them. They were Vivica A. Fox lives in L.A. with her son, and Will Smith. And Will Smith is off like doing a mission in his jet, and Vivica A. Fox is trying to evacuate the city because there's a spaceship like over the U.S. Bank building.
Mhm.
And when the spaceship shoots its laser down, and there's like a wall of fire coming towards her, and she's on the highway, and she's like in like the downtown tunnel actually.
Yeah.
And like traffic is stopped, and she has to get out of the car and run, and her son and her dog
The dog.
escape safety by jumping into like
The service door.
a service door in the tunnel. It looks ridiculous.
The fire is just like, no one's home. We're gonna keep moving. You know.
I was like, close the door at least. But McKenna, I just want to know, like, because I know that we're sitting here talking about, at least on our side, I've meant to say this at the top because I'm mean when it comes to watching movies and talking about them, because I just like dissecting them, whether I like them or not. But there's a lot of stuff that I like that I'm like, that Rodney doesn't like. It's like, but this is why I find joy in it. I just wanted to know, right, like, of like this being one of the disaster movies that you really do enjoy, like, where are the places that you find the most enjoyable when you're watching it?
I like a lot of the explosions in the beginning.
It's funny,
You
but
know?
it's so true.
It just looks really good. We were talking a little bit about the effects, and we watched some behind the scenes videos a while ago, and
It's
it
awesome.
looks really good.
Mhm.
So something about like everything getting destroyed, but like people surviving. I don't know.
We were cheering when like when the White House gets exploded, like that's the iconic shot from the movie. But like when the
Yeah.
when the US Bank gets destroyed in LA, and then is it the Empire State Building that gets destroyed in New York?
Empire Straight Building.
Empire State? Those were amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and those are cool. They built these
Mhm.
massive. They're miniatures, but they're massive. You know,
Yeah.
and like they blew them up, and it looks sick. Like I feel like that's something. It's easy to write off like, oh, it's just like explosions and
Mhm.
sound and stuff, but it's like you look at it, and you see the artistry that went into it, and like you see the thing blow up. Like, what, I don't know. I like just seeing movies. To me, sometimes are just like, it's just like seeing people do stuff is cool, and in this case, seeing people build a model and blow it up,
Cool
it's sick.
set,
That's all I
yeah.
need.
Yeah.
It's very tactile.
Yeah, we love the practical nature of it. Of like, even though part of me after I see it, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. My brain goes like, somebody intentionally spent hours and weeks building that just so that they could blow it up. Like, they made it perfect to scale. They made sure this window looked the same. They made sure they put so much love and dedication because they wanted to blow it up. And that's wild to me. I'm like, it takes a certain kind, because I'd be like, don't touch this. This is my child. But like, it's so cool to like just see like that the purpose of it is to just make something look amazing.
It's scary to think like, it's like if they mess it up too, it's like,
Oh yeah.
it's screwed.
That's it. That's the shot. We're not going to rebuild this thing. We don't have the time. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think I like horror movies, and I think this was like disaster movies were kind of my jumping off point. Like, I watched more disaster stuff as a kid, and there are definitely some horror elements to a lot of them that kind of transfer
Yeah.
over. And I think just like the survival aspect of it.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a weird, like it's sort of feel good, some of the like where it's like we're all gonna band together like as a planet, though it is to kill some other people. It's just we're removed any humanity from them. All they want to do is kill us. But there is some feel good nature like
Yeah,
aspect
nuke
to
'em.
it too. Yeah, nuking the aliens. You have to kind of have to examine that a little bit, but it's fun when you're watching it, you know.
I mean, it seems like a good segue to maybe talk about the like the jingoism of the movie. You know, like rah American stuff. But I do want to, like, going back to the practical effects stuff. I mentioned this when we watched it, but I was like, they don't make them like this anymore. Because like even the score is way more bombastic than I think a lot of modern day music scores are.
Big time.
You mean you didn't want them to play that Hey Ya song again?
I was like, I didn't want to hear, you know, I don't want to hear like pop music in my disaster movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the score to hear, it fills you with earthly pride, I would say.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. You can't talk about Independence Day without talking about like how just nationalist it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Like on surface level, it's like it's almost like pornographic shots of American monuments. Like they film part of it in DC, and you're seeing, you know, the Lincoln Monument, the Washington Monument, and then they have the Statue of Liberty in New York. It opens with the moon like kind of alluding to the moon landing, where America's greatest triumph.
It also is like, it kind of low key is like, okay, we're retconning all other nations' Independence Day. They're gonna be tied in with us.
You're all America now.
Yeah,
It's not we're a globe. We're all America.
Yeah.
Which was the 90s. That's the 90s vision of the world. Is like, hey, we're keeping an eye on everything. We're calling shots. Like, look, we'll work together with you guys and stuff. It's cool, but like, yeah, we're kind of the bosses here.
I was trying to give the movie the benefit of the doubt and be like, maybe they meant like in the 90s there was this idea that, you know, the Cold War's over, you know, like the little squabbles of the past, that stuff's, you know, it's not important anymore. And it's like this naive cosmopolitan dream where humankind can band together under a single cause. You know, and like there's
I think that's what they're going for too, like to give them some credit. But I think it's just, I mean, even though we talked about Roland Emmerich is like, he's not American or whatever, but like I feel like just that stuff is like, it's not even 100% intentional, but like it's just that point of view is inescapable. You know, I think making this movie,
it centers America.
Yeah.
Like everyone else is just like a side story to it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And there are side stories. We've actually dove into some of we listened to like the BBC radio miniseries.
Oh man.
Which tells it from some, I think you see them in the movie, like some British officers in like Iraq or something. Whatever. They cover the British side of the story.
Yeah, I have that in my notes. But I there's like a shot of like the Israeli like military meeting up with the Palestinian and like shaking hands, and I was like, oh man, that hits in a different way.
You know, no, I don't want to say. Yeah, I was like, if this happened today, that would never happen. They would. Nope.
Just you know, it's just a very interesting like kind of naive look at the world in Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect, like 90s, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah. So
I feel like, I mean, we've been talking for like an hour, and I feel like we could talk about Independence Day for another hour. And I feel like Jess and I probably would. Because I didn't even talk about like they go to Area 51, and it's awesome.
Area 51 is awesome.
Yeah, that's something actually. There's that secret base video. Have you seen that, Rod? It's secret base, right? It's
about the line.
The line, yeah, about the Area 51 line. I'll send you the link after this. But they break down like all the characters' dialogue and stuff, but they focus on James Reborn's character, And like the reveal of like they break down like his lines and everything. The Secretary of Defense, is it? Yeah. And they go to that iconic line where they're like, Area 50. What do they say?
That's not entirely accurate.
Sir, regardless of what you may have read in the tabloids, there have never been any spacecraft recovered by our government. Take my word for it. There's no Area 51. There's no recovered spaceship.
Excuse me, Mr. President. That's not entirely accurate.
Yeah, which is another one of those lines that just like it's funny, but also like, oh shit, you know, like and it ends the scene like so, or you know, it's like that punctuation.
Yeah.
But that's such a good moment. But yeah, the whole Area 51 part, I love that part of the movie.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was really cool to watch, and like even to I liked that the president didn't know about it because one, separation of state and other things, important. Two, just the like idea of being like, wait a minute, we had aliens attacking and you didn't think it was
relevant.
Why? What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? But that being said, if an alien strangled me and then used my voice box to talk through, scary.
That is so scary. Yeah, I guess like aliens in the 90s is another thing. We could totally do something on that.
I was going to say that it reminded me of like X-Files, obviously, but like aliens were just big. Like the little grays, they were like, it was like a fashion item.
Yeah.
That's a big part. Like that's one of the common things that comes up all the time in Men in Black as well, is they'll be like, oh, this thing is actually this thing. It's a secret alien thing. It has been, you know, like they do that constantly in the movie. Yeah, it was a more fun time to be like a conspiracy theorist, you know?
Yeah.
Back when conspiracy theories were fun, yeah.
Like this was the type of stuff that Alex Jones was like talking about at the time, you know? Like, but that well, I guess, ran dry. But I miss it. I think we need to bring back. I think there's healthy conspiracy theories that we can spread. You know,
I was at the Denver airport like probably a year ago when I flew to the Zelda Dungeon Marathon actually, and they really lean into the conspiracy theories surrounding the airport now. So they have like alien like grays, like the stereotypical alien dudes. They have standees everywhere. I say, welcome to Denver Airport.
Yeah, okay, I'm about that.
Even honestly, I felt like the alien designs in this movie were kind of inspired by that classic, like maybe not the because they're like little alien dudes, but in like a big body, like like a biomechanical suit.
They're definitely like I feel like it's like they're mixing that classic design, and then they're like the last big alien thing is like Aliens or whatever. So I feel like they're like marrying the two designs basically.
The when they're doing the dissection, it does remind me of when they're in Alien, they're looking at the face hugger.
Yeah.
It's all like squishy and icky.
That being said, the fact that that window was not bulletproof is wild to me. You're conducting experiments on creatures that have an exosuit. Why anything could escape here, folks?
Yeah.
Anything.
It is also too, they're just like, let's just unload. I'm like,
Adam Baldwin just shoots at it. So funny.
Didn't seem like a good idea, but I don't know.
If this movie is jam-packed with stuff to talk about. So before I get into kind of how the world saw this movie, McKenna, Gooey, is there any other aspects of the film you wanted to touch on?
Well, just briefly, while we're in the same zone, I guess, we mentioned him, but shout out to Brent Spiner.
Mr. President, this is Dr. Oken. He's been heading up the research department on this project the last 15 years.
Mr. President. Wow. What a pleasure. As you can imagine, they don't let us out much. Well, guess you'd like to see the big tamale, huh?
We love We love Brent Spiner. I feel like they're like, we need a weirdo to play this.
It should have been a Brent Spiner, Randy Quaid portion. Maybe that would have been too much. But
Oh,
Yeah, did they never met, did they?
no, that could have been interesting. They could have had a nice conversation.
I think those are my favorite parts of them. I like the weirdos. Other than the explosions, like my second favorite thing in the movie is like the weirdo characters.
Mhm.
So
I get that. I will say I found it very impressive that Will Smith just had to punch an alien in the head.
That
to
was
knock
so
it out.
funny.
oh,
I
Just
remember
knocked it out with one punch.
we watched this time. We watched it, and I was like, that should have been a really scary moment. But he just
Yeah.
punches it, and you're like, oh, okay.
that's something that stuck out to me this time too. Was this happened moments or not? Yeah, like pretty much right after his goose was cooked, and he's all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
he didn't even
ya."
mourn.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
And it's
okay,
literally the
dude.
first time he's physically seeing them. He was flying around just seeing their jets, and like I don't know what I would expect to come out of there, but it wasn't that huge
Tentacle thing.
tentacle thing, and it's got a head in the shape of a, what are those things that killed Steve Irwin?
Oh, manta ray.
It was like a manta ray head. Please cut that.
No, to me, that's like the welcome to Earth part is like the perfect encapsulation of the movie. We talked about all those things we scrutinized about the characters' arcs and stuff or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Like I feel like it all just works. Like Will Smith sells it in that moment. Like he's like pitch perfect in that moment, and even like watching it for the millionth time, I guess for me, maybe other people felt different, but I never really had considered that like his friend just died until like the 100th time I watched it. I'm always just like, hell yeah, I love that part, the welcome to Earth part.
Roland Emmerich has this like magic power to help you just turn your brain off at every moment. It's like a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
He's like distracting you in a certain way so you don't even think about it.
It's a little like we talked about it though. It's like diminishing returns though. Like even by Godzilla is like a few years later, and it's like, I mean, I love that movie, but it's like even more like, what the hell is going on here with this one?
Oh, and the movie looks great, by the way. I want to say that. Like,
Mhm.
Roland Emmerich, he had some good shots in there. Like, the Winnebago crew in the desert.
Yeah, it was so good. It felt very Mad Max.
Yeah.
I think
with all the RVs.
a lot of good just like visual, like a lot of great moments like that, like key like imagery that's kind of stuck in your mind. You mentioned like the shots of the different monuments and stuff too. Obviously, like they put the White House thing on the cover. Like it's just, it's awesome.
It's almost comic book-esque, I think.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this could be like a limited series. In
I
a
think
comic
it
book,
was.
like 10. It was.
Well, it
You
was a
would know.
comic book. I have notes on that.
Did you? I know, McKenna. Did you want to say anything else?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot I could say, but
Okay.
it looks good. There's a lot of great characters. It's a fun time.
It's a romp.
McKenna, would you recommend Independence Day?
Yeah, I would.
What about you, Gooey?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think, like I said, I think there's plenty of it that's like really stupid. Like the dog jumping to safety. It's like one of those ridiculous things. But yeah, all the faults. Like I said, all the faults in it. I think it also has like no faults. It's perfect.
I'm with you. I think of all these like corny disaster movies from the 90s, it's like this is the one that works the best. It's just like it's kind of like Gooey said, it's the perfect mix of it all.
Yeah.
Better than Volcano, I'll say.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. Leaps and bounds and hyperspace.
it didn't try to be like socially conscious.
I threw this tape in, and that was the first trailer preview on the tape was for Volcano, which was pretty sick. Also, if you're going to talk about legacy, this holographic card actually it comes with a note from Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich, signed, and it says, "The success of Independence Day has gone beyond anything we could have ever imagined. We knew that we were creating a very special film and are pleased that it has struck a chord with such a vast audience. Now, and the years to come. We hope that you and those close to you will have the opportunity to enjoy this film over and over again. And what do you know? This specific copy, well, we've only enjoyed it once, but it's still delivering to this day.
Yes. McKenna is proof of watching it over and over.
Yeah.
And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Well, I always ask, what did the world think of this movie? And they spoke their mind with their dollars, because
With their dollars.
Independence Day was the highest grossing film of 1996 and the second highest grossing film of all time at the time of its release.
Hmm.
Oh.
Any guesses on what it was behind?
Ooh,
Star Wars.
I don't know.
Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jurassic Park was number 1, Independence Day number 2,
That's pretty cool.
for at least a while.
For a while.
That's a great double
Two
feature.
Jeff Goldblums.
Yeah.
Look at
That
that
is a good-
blooming man.
Well, what did you say, McKenna?
I said that's a great double feature.
It is, honestly. It's the must go faster double feature.
Yeah.
Can we movie night with those two and then just Speed?
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, grossed $817.4 million worldwide. It's pretty good. I didn't pull quotes out from like critics just because I didn't want this to drag on too long, but the film was generally well received by critics, kind of mixed, like higher than average. Critics praised the cast, the score, the visual effects, and criticism was nevertheless lobbed at the script, the characters, and the jingoistic tone.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't easy to disagree. It's not hard to disagree with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mileage may vary on how much that. Like, if someone was like, "Yeah, I just don't like movies that are like explosions and stuff," I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, fair." But you know, I'll watch my explosions.
Independence Day was nominated for Best Sound and Best Visual Effects at the Academy Award, and it won Best Special Effects or Visual Effects. That's good.
Yeah.
Rightfully, yeah.
Yep. It also won 3 Saturn Awards, 2 Satellite Awards, a Grammy Award for the score, an MTV Movie Award, a People's Choice Award, and a Kids' Choice Award.
Oh, wow. Cleaned up.
Yeah, I feel like Will Smith probably has so many MTV and Kids' Choice Awards.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Those went to the coolest movies that existed at the time.
I think it was either nominated or won for Best Kiss at like the Teen Choice Awards.
Okay, yeah, that's one of my favorite categories. Obviously, if there was like a lifetime achievement award for that, it would be the Spider-Man one, the
Upside down one?
rain kiss.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the goat.
The film was likewise nominated for 2 Stinkers Bad Movie Awards and a Golden Raspberry Award.
Okay.
Best and the
Okay,
worst.
I don't support that. I don't support the golden raspberries. I'm opposed to them.
I do know who beat Independence Day for the Stinkers Bad Movie Award that year, because we talked about it on our show. It was Jingle All the Way.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I like that one, but it's yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so legacy of Independence Day, and I'd love to hear about what you two have uncovered regarding these things, because I know you talked about it on your show, and you listened to some of these. So, Independence Day has spawned a long-running tie-in novel series.
Yeah.
Gooey, did you explore some of these?
No, we didn't read any of those, but I was kind of curious about them, but it wasn't
interested.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like, maybe.
It's like side
fun.
stories.
Maybe if it was on Audible and I could listen to it while I drove.
That wouldn't be bad if we were on like a road trip or something. That could be fun. Yeah, it sounds like a fun time. I don't know if it would be very enriching, or anything, but it'd be fun.
Put it on the road trip to the extraterrestrial highway.
Yeah, you'll mention it, right? The BBC one.
Yes, it's coming. There was a comic book series, So there you go.
Yeah.
A video game series. There's more than one video game. I know there's like a multi-platform game that came out on like PlayStation and PC.
Huh.
We did watch some gameplay of that. It's like a flight combat type game. It looks
Like Ace Combat or something.
Yeah, it didn't look very good, but I don't know. It's hard to tell.
And then there was a mobile game and an MMO.
Oh.
What? Okay.
Yes. I was so surprised by that.
What are what's the classes in that? You be fighter pilot, TV technician, or cable technician?
Okay.
President.
Drunk.
Drunk crop duster.
Ooh, yeah. You gotta have chess in the park.
Yes.
Absolutely. Could you play as the dog?
Like the praying to Elohim class. We didn't even talk about the Jewish dad. That guy rocked.
He was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's another one of those
Best lions.
What's that?
I said best lions. Yeah,
Best-
the best lions.
Another one of those parts that this might be because it's the 90s as well, but it's one of those things where it's there's one part that's so stupid, but it's the pivotal moment of the movie, and it just kind of works anyway, is when he's just talking to Jeff Goldblum, and he's like, "Get off the floor, you're gonna catch a cold." And Jeff Goldblum is like, "That's it,
What did you say?
a virus." It's okay, if that
I didn't
happened
even
now,
think about that.
Come on, David, you need your rest. Come on, get off of this freezing concrete floor before you catch cold. Come on.
What'd you say?
You mean about faith? Well, you see, a man can live his power.
Come on, Derek.
Come on. I don't want you to catch cold.
first scene in a movie, if it happened now, they'd be like, "Can we send a computer virus?" No, it's it reminds me of in GoldenEye, where she's getting the computer stuff she needs to hack, and it's so quaint now, mid 90s, the way we thought about technology. I mean, I don't understand it to this day, but it's so basic now.
Have you ever watched Hackers? It's on my list of movies that Rodney has to watch.
Yes, I have seen. Yeah, another one that it holds up so well. I love
That's
it.
another connection between this and Jurassic Park. I love that computer viruses have visual elements and sound. There's
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum uploads this computer virus to the mothership, and it has a skull logo, and it's laughing, and it has a progress bar. It's very funny.
That part I actually did scare me a little bit as a kid. The idea
Really?
when they're up there and they're stuck, that I did get a little freaked out by that.
Yeah, where you're like, but it's gonna explode. How do we get out of here?
I feel safer now when I watch it. It's gonna be okay.
Going back to the legacy, of course, as you all alluded to, there was a 1996 BBC radio broadcast entitled Independence Day UK. And you two listened to it?
Yeah, so it's interesting at first because it's sort of done War of the Worlds style. They act like it's a radio broadcast, and then they're like, "Oh, there's something going on," and they go to the roof of the building in London or wherever they are. But the person reporting on it, there's an when they do their big explosion to the planet, that's one of the places that gets it. So it sort of has this opening that's presented like that, but then it switches, and then it's just more of an audio drama about these Royal Air Force guys or whatever, and and it's their own sort of isn't the Queen involved? They have to save the Queen at some point.
The royal family, yeah.
That's corny. It was whatever. I like the opening part. I kind of thought it would be cool if that was the framing device for the whole thing, a radio broadcast, War of the Worlds style, truly. But for what it was we listened to it on a drive that was just the right length, and it was fun. I don't know.
It seems like that's the best way to expand this mythology, the setting, is to show what the different places around the world are doing when the aliens attack.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have just done that forever, I feel but we didn't get a movie or anything. I don't know.
Well, there was in 2016 the release of Independence Day Resurgence, a sequel film directed by Roland Emmerich and co-written by the team of Emmerich and Devlin.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I've
We
seen it
watched
twice
it.
actually.
Like a year ago or something.
We watched it before our
I
episode.
could not like. It could
Tell
not
you
hold my
anything that
attention.
happens. Yeah, it's so
was like,
boring.
"Ugh."
It sucks so bad. And I saw it in theaters actually, not because I'm a bit like the biggest like Independence Day fan, even though I like it. It was just like I think it was the Movie Pass days or whatever, where it's like you go see whatever. So I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, I did not expect it to be good, and I saw it and I was like, that was not good. But then I forgot what happened, and then we watched it right before we did our like 96 episode, and when it wasn't that much later, we went to do our episode, and I could not remember anything that happens in it. I remember like Jeff Goldblum's in it. I remember Brent Spiner. Like I remember the people being in it, but not what they do. Will Smith is not in it, so
Yeah, that's a miss.
I mean,
Big miss.
maybe not. Maybe he knew what he was missing.
that's fair. Yeah, it was a stinker. It was a stinker.
And like that's all I have for legacy of Independence Day, but I did want to briefly touch on like I'm talking to a couple of gamers here. I personally think this movie probably influenced a lot of video games, in especially
Okay.
it's like Area 51 stuff. Because when I was watching those scenes, I was like, this reminds me of Half-Life. This reminds me of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Reminds me of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater because there's a Roswell level.
Sure, like Perfect Dark.
Perfect
There's,
Dark.
like a whole Area 51. You get a Gray. You
Yep.
get Elvis. Yeah. I think that was just like that was like one of the number one video gamey things you could make was an alien ass game.
And there's a level in Star Fox 64 that seemed so Independence Day to me.
Yeah. I feel like sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, it's like there's like is it Bill is the dude's name, and you're like defending his base with a mothership on top.
Yes, it's like one of the all range mode levels where
Yeah.
you're flying around. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I think the Independence Day had a really long reach, and I think it informed a lot of like sci-fi of the 90s.
It's also too just if legacy. It's less this specific movie, but like this was one of the bigger movies that in this time period where it was like you got to start. It started to mix more like practical effects with computer generated
Yes.
stuff, which it ages it in an interesting way. I think some people like that a little bit less. I kind of am charmed by that
Me too.
sort of time. It's sort of like when you play like a PlayStation PS1 game and there's like mix of like sprite art and like polygonal art and stuff. I find that mix of it cool. I don't, I think all practical or as much as it can usually looks better, but I don't know. There's like a mid 90s charm to this. It might just be nostalgia,
No, I agree. Jess?
Games.
The video game.
X A B C D. Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that, we should take a break. I have a closing song for this segment in mind, but McKenna, do you have a better idea? Or, do you have anything you think we should close out with? It's your movie.
There's
They
needle
like
drops
start
in
the
this, right?
movie with it's
Oh.
the end of the world as we know it.
That's right.
That
REM,
was the
yeah.
one I had in mind.
Oh my God.
So perfect. We'll close out with REM.
I think that's what we
perfect.
used to.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. We can play a trailer from the movie in the break, and we'll be right back.
See you on the other side.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Don't get mad, don't hold a grudge. We'll be back, so don't you budge.
This summer, plan your getaway early.
Please leave these cities in an orderly fashion.
Beat the summer traffic.
Nice driving, Pops.
And whatever you do, don't look up.
Newcomb. Welcome to Earth.
Independence Day.
Peace!
Rated PG-13.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
We are back in the second segment with, I think, a song that needs no introduction. They already said what it is.
It's a peanut butter and jam.
We're joined once again by Gooey and McKenna of Flashback 64, and we're talking
Howdy, howdy.
Gooey's movie of 1996.
Yes. Why'd you choose? You chose this one to go last. I would have done it reversed, you know.
I had to open with the Space Jam song.
That's okay, fair.
Yeah, we choose how to put all of our stuff depending on like what the music is, because we're gonna open with our opening music, and whatever comes after the break gets its own music.
And I found the perfect ending song. I already shared it with Gooey and McKenna.
You showed it me yesterday.
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, it's like the perfect like mashup
Yeah.
for what
Terrifying.
we're doing today. But yeah, I've already given it away. But premiering November 10th, 1996, written by Leo Benvenuti, Steve Rudnick, Timothy Harris, and Herschel Weingrod. Directed by Joe Pitka, starring Michael Jordan, Wayne Knight, Teresa Randall, Bill Murray, with the voices of Billy West, D. Bradley Baker, Kath Soucie, and Danny DeVito. It's Space Jam.
Yeah, everybody get up.
Everybody get up.
It is time to slam now.
It's a slam jam going down, or whatever it is.
Slam jam. It's the snap into the slam jam.
Gooey, or I guess. Wait. Do you have the VHS, right?
I have this on tape as well. Yeah.
Oh man, we got.
Actually, I had to reacquire this. I did have it as a kid, and I think I bought it once as an adult, like 10 years ago, and I don't know what happened to it. But it's sad because speaking of cool things it comes with, this one came with like a cool coin that I don't have anymore, but like a cool little silver, coin with like, I don't know. I don't remember what was on it. Maybe Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny or something. But
I think you just like unlocked a memory in my brain,
You remember
because I
this?
had this on VHS too, and I remember that.
yeah, it like just came. I think it was like in the, the little plastic slot or something. So,
Yeah. But
yeah, here's the VHS.
yeah, McKenna, the floor is yours.
All right. His airness and his hairness. What a team. Michael Jordan slams, Bugs Bunny jams, and a cavalcade of Looney Tunes stars hoop it up in Space Jam. The rim-rattling animated / live-action round ball romp from Hollywood talents who refuse to let their imaginations be earthbound. The jokes fly and the fun never stops as the Toon Squad takes on the Nerdlucks in a hardcore game to decide if the Looney Tunes remain here or become attractions at the far-off galactic off-ramp called Moron Mountain. The Nerdlucks have a monstrous secret weapon on their side. They've stolen the skills of top NBA stars like Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
Ewing,
Mm-hmm.
and become monstars. But that's not all, folks. The Toon Squad
Jeez.
also has a secret weapon, and he just happens to be the finest player in this or any other universe. He's out of this world. So is the fun.
They don't know he's the best, but
Oh, that was that.
Somebody had fun doing
Yeah.
that.
that was fun.
Who's expected to read those?
Yeah, right. Like a kid is like, oh, what were some of the terms? And there was some.
I know
weird
there was some
in
stuff. I was like, that's a big word.
there. It's good for you to read the back of the box.
Well, Gooey, what's your history with Space Jam?
Oh yeah, so I watched this. It's probably not even like my favorite movie as a kid, but it's probably in the top 3 or something, of movies I watched over and over and over because I had it on tape or whatever. And yeah, I loved it at the time. I'm not from the Chicago area. I lived in Chicago for a while, but I'm not from that area, but I'm from Illinois. And I don't know. I assume this movie seems like it was big everywhere because MJ was so huge, but I don't like basketball now, but as a kid, I think every like 6-year-old for the most part thinks like whatever everyone else thinks is cool is cool. So I thought it was cool. And I loved Looney Tunes actually at the time. I mean, I still like the Looney Tunes. So it was like, I mean, it's dumb. Someone probably suggested this, but it was just like, it's basically a big commercial that worked on me, like I loved it. And it's just been a movie that I've gone through many different sort of phases with. I have a lot of stories about watching it over the years, and it's always been different. Like I remember small versions of each story. I remember once like being on tour with my band, and someone had like the soundtrack on vinyl at a house we were staying at. So we like listened to it and we're jamming out, and then afterwards we're like, well, let's just watch Space Jam. And I have a fond memory of like, this is now in my like 20s, like just like staying up really late watching Space Jam at some random person's house with my bandmates. And then I also once guested on a buddy's podcast where they talk about movies with like mixed Rotten Tomato scores or whatever, like in that 50 sort of range.
Yeah.
And watched it for that. And that was more of an era of my life where I was more like I was like, oh, this isn't like as good as I remember it. It's like not a good movie or whatever. And then now when I think now when I watch it, I come around more to like, I do actually see like the good things in the movie. Like I think the Looney Tunes stuff in the movie is still pretty funny. You know what I mean? So I've gone all over the place with this movie, but yeah, definitely one of my most watched movies, like not just 96, but my childhood,
Did you watch it in theaters?
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. Like I could have, but I don't have a memory of that specifically.
What about you, McKenna? Was this a childhood movie for you too?
No, I
There wasn't enough explosions.
I definitely saw it at some point.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so I guess more like vague memories of it, and it was probably on TV or something, and I caught bits. But we watched it twice in our previous apartment. Once on the day that I moved in, and
Initiation.
and most recently on our last day there.
Yeah, because we were leading up to this move, and I was like, and we didn't have we had a lot of stuff packed away, but I had my TV with the VHS out, and I was like, I don't know, we're gonna talk about this on a podcast, let's watch it. And then we realized like we were bookending. Actually, when you moved in, I didn't even know, like you drove out with your dad, and he was staying the night, and you just got done driving all day. We had dinner, and we were just sitting there, and like there was nothing. It was just like we were sitting in our living room, and there was nothing going on, and I was just like looking at, I think it was Nico's like digital movies that he had, and I was like, I'm just gonna put something on, and I put on Space Jam, being like, no one will pay attention to the movie, like, so who cares? Like, I wasn't trying to be like, let's watch my favorite movie, Space Jam. But we ended up watching the whole movie basically. So yeah.
Yeah, I think my dad and I were pretty tired. It's we split it over 2 days, but we drove from Maryland to Illinois, which is like 11 hours total driving.
The movie kind of took advantage. You were like weakened in the movie,
Yeah.
just kind of like took advantage of the situation. I had a Space Jam poster on my wall as a kid in my bedroom. Yeah,
Good
of
posters.
The cover here. Yeah.
Jess, had you seen this movie before?
Yeah, I'd seen it before. I think this was my first acknowledgement of Michael Jordan as a person. He was just some dude. It's just like, that's Michael Jordan. Okay, some dude. Yeah, I definitely watched it. I don't have too many memories of like what my thoughts were as a young person watching it. Because if you don't know, I'm more of a TV person than a movie person. So if I've seen a movie a lot, that means I've seen it 3 times in my entire 36 years of life. So I've definitely seen this movie, like something my cousins put on, but didn't have like a real connection with it because I also wasn't a Looney Tunes watcher. I would watch some, but Hanna-Barbera in that era was not as strong with me. I was in my anime phase in the 90s, or whenever I was watching it. Yeah.
I can't remember if I saw this in the theater or not. It was right around when I was like coming to, like if I did, I don't remember it, but I definitely had this on VHS, and it was like the movie everyone wanted to watch when they came to your house or you went to someone else's house. Mm-hmm. Like my cousins would come and visit and we watch it on VHS at my house, or I'd go to my cousin's house and we watch it, or you go to a friend's house and we're watching Space Jam, and it was just like the coolest movie that ever existed.
Right.
Yeah, and I wasn't even a basketball fan at all. I've never watched a basketball game in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
But Michael Jordan was huge because of this movie, and I was a Michael Jordan fan because of this movie.
It's so weird,
In 2nd grade, we had to do a project that was like, write a report and give a presentation on someone you admire or something. And I chose Michael Jordan because of this movie.
What grade did you get on that report?
I have no idea. But like as part of the presentation, this is like, I think this speaks more to my parents than me, but my mom had friends, like she had connections somehow with somebody, and she was able to get for my presentation a basketball, like a Michael Jordan licensed basketball with his handprint on it.
Whoa.
And so and all the kids could come up and like compare their handprints to his. And the dude's got like giant wingspan. And then she also got a standee of Jordan himself.
Wow.
That she brought to the school for me.
Your mom is so intense.
Yeah,
I love you, Darla.
Shout out to Darla.
It's so extra.
Yeah, so that's my memory. Is just like this movie, made me a Michael Jordan fan, even though I hadn't watched a second of basketball outside of the movie.
You reminded me. I sent you a picture of this, but I was digging through. I have just like a couple random old things of mine. Like I don't have a bunch of stuff from my childhood, but I did find some book from like, I don't know, kindergarten or something.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it was like you write a paragraph about yourself, and then everybody comes and writes in your book like what they think about you, and everyone tells you you have good penmanship and you're respectful, because those are like the words they learned to say. But anyway, I'll recite this here. It says, I'm gonna dox my legal name here. It says, my name is Joey. I am 6 years old. I go to Chadwick School. I like to watch Space Jam. I like to play with Michael, my brother, and I like to play kickball. That's what I wrote about myself. So.
I like to watch Space Jam.
It's so cute.
That's literally probably like 6 years old or something. I don't know. Yeah.
I also remember when this movie came out, like the Looney Tunes had a 90s renaissance, obviously because of this movie, but I also think the Tasmanian Devil TV show was hitting it big at the time.
I feel like there was like there was a few different things. I remember there was like I watched like the Tiny Toons show, and I had like a NES game, Tiny Toons Adventures or something. So there, and like Taz was cool, you mentioned, and like Tweety merch was huge.
Tweety like gangsta merch, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I feel like you saw that popping up even before Space Jam, so I feel like it was like, I don't know, it only made sense. And I was always more on board with that because one, I like the Disney movies as a kid, but I don't have that like love of Disney like people do. I never have. I never went to Disney World as a kid, but I did go to, every year we would go to Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois, and they have Looney Tunes branding like all over. And so, I would go.
I was about to ask that.
Okay, yeah.
We have Six Flags Magic Mountain north of LA.
Hell yeah.
And it's also licensed to Looney Tunes.
Really? That was Snoopy.
No, that's Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going as a little kid to Six Flags, and like the Midway, you could buy giant Tasmanians or giant Tweety birds, or like hoodies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You could meet, the guys and
Yeah.
stuff. And I was also big into, I loved Daffy Duck as a kid. And like, he had kind of his own world too. I remember there's like Duck Dodgers and stuff. That even got its own N64 game, I believe. There's a Duck Dodgers game. So like that stuff was there to me, and I never saw any like cartoons of like Mickey Mouse, I guess. Like I saw the Goofy movie as a kid and I loved that, but like I thought Mickey Mouse was like the lamest guy ever. And like Bugs Bunny is so cool,
Yeah, they make jokes about that in Space Jam too.
Oh yeah, what kind of Mickey Mouse organization?
Yeah. McKenna, were you a Looney Tunes fan as a kid?
Yeah, I remember watching some. I don't remember it being something I had watched a ton of though. But yeah, they're fun.
I'm on more on the like I was more of a Disney kid than a Looney Tunes kid, but I do remember Looney Tunes just being also ever present.
I still think there's like a lot of stuff. There's some stuff that's like probably not fun to watch anymore, but like a lot of those, some of the classic stuff with these characters, I think are still like really funny to this day.
Yeah, kind of appreciate them more as an adult, honestly.
There's so many adult jokes in there.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a ton of TV as a kid. I probably saw Looney Tunes more as an adult. I did a lot of reading when I was a kid.
You were a smart kid. Yeah.
That's Jess right now.
Yeah. Books are my best friends. I love them.
This might be more of I always felt like the Looney Tunes, it was more like, even as a kid, I feel like I picked up on it. It was more like sarcastic or something, like that's like a whole, I mean, it has Warner Brothers type stuff. You had like Animaniacs and Gremlins 2. I don't know. Like,
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of, well, actually that's, we can talk about that more at the Legacy, because that deals with some of the, I don't know if you want to say sequels, but follow-ups to this movie. Yeah. There's some tie-ins.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's save that. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say on that one. But I can talk about how Space Jam was made, because it's its own weird little story. It literally is a movie based on a commercial.
Oh my gosh. Lay it on us.
Yeah, origins of Space Jam can be traced back to a series of late 80s, early 90s Nike Air Jordan television commercials featuring professional basketball player Michael Jordan, obviously, and film director Spike Lee.
Oh.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Who portrayed his character Mars Blackman from the film She's Gotta Have It.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I did not know about these.
Yeah.
They ran until like the late 90s, apparently.
Huh. Interesting.
I was not in the market for Air Jordans, apparently.
No.
But yeah, like Spike Lee would be like his hype man, like talking about, it's got to be the shoes. It's got to be the shoes.
I vaguely remember
That's
that.
why he's so awesome.
It's a good way to sell products.
Yeah. Did you two had you ever seen any of these?
We definitely didn't watch them like for the show. Like we should have. I sort of forgot about those. I like have like a vague, it's sort of like how you were saying with the coin, like I feel like you unlocked something, but I can't quite remember that. I had a lot of actually this was more again in my 20s before I lost whatever my second VHS collection or got rid of it or whatever, but I had a bunch of different like Michael Jordan tapes. Like they would just be called like Michael Jordan I Believe I Can Fly, or I forgot what they're actually called, but it's like interviews with him and I don't know, him saying like inspirational stuff, and then cut to like montages of him dunking, and they were awesome because like I'm not a basketball fan really, but like watching Michael Jordan do sick dunks like I do not tire of that.
It's like a skate video.
Yeah, they really were. Yeah, just more like wholesome, family friendly skate videos,
Well, anyway, that campaign, which had been conceived by a guy named Jim Riswold for the ad agency Wyden & Kennedy.
Yeah, okay.
It proved a massive success.
Yeah.
So We need a 90s Mad Men starring that guy.
Absolutely not.
I didn't see the Air Jordan movie, but I wonder if they mentioned Space Jam.
Was there a movie? Oh, was it a documentary?
No, it's like a biopic about the making of Air Jordan.
Oh.
I never watched that. I tire of the brand biopics, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't, like, there's so many of them that I kind of want to see, and that's one of them. But
that's a movie night I have in my back pocket.
That's true.
Blackberry.
Far in the back pocket.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So to follow up that campaign, Griswold looked to pair Jordan up with one of his childhood heroes, in quotes.
Oh my god.
His childhood hero.
Bugs Bunny.
At Super Bowl 26 in 1992, the Hair Jordan, hair like the bunny, ad saw Michael Jordan team up with none other than Bugs Bunny of Looney Tunes. Yep.
That's so sick.
Wow.
It's like, I watched this one. Bugs Bunny is just trying to enjoy his life underground, but some like bully basketball players are playing above him. So he comes up to like give him a piece of his mind, and they're like, "No, we're not going to stop." And he's like, "That's fine. I'll just call my friend." And it's Michael Jordan.
Just like the short film version of this.
Yeah, basically. And so they, destroy these like bully basketball players in a pickup game, I guess.
Well, that's one way to do it.
And it was like $1 million commercial at the time, because I guess like Super Bowl ads and like the Super Bowl spectacle had just been starting, because this might have been the same year that Michael Jackson did the halftime show.
Oh wow.
Right.
So we're talking like right when the Super Bowl became a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
This is
interesting.
This is one of the movie. It's similar to Independence Day in a different way, but like it's similar in that it's something that's like at the time. Like this is sort of, I don't know, not crass, but it's sort of like a cynical marketing ploy or whatever. But
yeah,
I haven't watched the sequel to this one, like Independence Day, but it's one where you compare it to, this is just again old man goo again, but like you compare it to the cynical marketing ploys that we are bombarded with now, and it's like this one, I feel like I appreciate the art of it more now.
Yeah.
Even though it does kind of suck,
Something more, I don't know, it does come off more simple than kind of like the cacophony of like brand integration that we see all the time now.
Yeah.
It was just like the guy had a sincere, like, nice idea.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Michael Jordan play basketball with Bugs Bunny, my hero.
Right, like you feel like these people, like even this note from Dean Devlin or whatever, like it's this ridiculously flowery way of talking about it, but you kind of feel like they do actually believe this. I don't know if that's just good marketing or what, but like you watch something on this scale now, and it's like you could tell nobody involved with this cared,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, Hair Jordan was followed up with the Aerospace Jordan ad the following Super Bowl. And I looked it up. That was the Michael Jackson Super Bowl. So 93, you saw the sequel to the Jordan Bunny ad where this time they teamed up against Marvin the Martian in space.
I vaguely remember
so
this
that's
one.
where the Space Jam, I think, came from, was this basketball game in space.
I vaguely remember that ad.
Okay, so
interesting.
I like they changed the Marvin the Martian a little bit. I like that sort of retconning it.
So, yep, 2 ads, massive successes apparently for the Air Jordan shoe brand.
Shout out to the shoes, yeah.
It worked so well. So the success of those ads, as well as a little bit of cajoling from Michael Jordan's manager, convinced Warner Brothers to greenlight a feature film starring Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny.
That's so wild.
Like I read like an interview that Michael Jordan's manager had done, and he had said he had been pitching a Michael Jordan movie to studios for years because he's coming off of like his big run. He's on the Dream Team, he's winning championships, and they were like, let's just do a movie with him. And the studios are like, well, what kind of movie is it? I don't know.
Well,
it's Michael Jordan.
Figure it out.
And they're like, maybe not. But then when these ads came out, Warner Brothers was like, that's it.
That's one. Could you imagine if they were like, we'll just put him on a project? We're We're looking for an African American to be to be an Independence
Michael Jordan,
Day.
Independence
Sort of an
Day.
He
everyman.
would never fit in the planes.
He doesn't have the range.
No.
But it's Michael Jordan. No.
So, legendary filmmaker Ivan Reitman was brought on to produce, and I think he's the guy who really got the ball rolling.
You could see him in the like he's got to be the reason why Bill Murray is in the movie at all,
Yes.
right? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, he says that in the movie. Bill Murray does say that in the movie. Actually, I forgot.
Oh, does he?
He said they're like he shows up at the game at the end. They're like, Bill Murray, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, the producer is a friend of mine.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yo, easy on the trousers, Steph. Easy, man.
Pardon me. Mr. Murray, something's really been bugging me.
Yeah?
Just how did you get here, anyway?
Producer's a friend of mine. Just had a teamster come and drop me off,
And like I watched some behind the scenes footage of Space Jam. Like they did like a television special before the movie came out, and they had literally one line by the director in the whole special. Ivan Reitman shows up over and over and over again. So he's like really the guy behind the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, who'd you say? I don't even know the director of this movie.
The director was Joe Pytka, who directed the Hair Jordan commercials.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was just kind of like he had already done this, so they just hired him as the director. And Ivan Reitman was sort of like they called him the creative captain.
That makes so he really got I like that. You said there's like 4 writers too, so it's like
And those are all his people. Reitman's people.
Yeah.
So his team, like a lot of them worked on the Schwarzenegger movies that Reitman worked on. So Kindergarten Cop and Twins and Junior.
Okay.
So that creative team are the people who wrote Space Jam.
See that tone somewhat. I feel like they do capture the Looney Tunes sense of humor in here, though. I will say it doesn't feel like they don't know what they're doing with that. So good on them.
Yeah, and Reitman was like he was talking about like Looney Tunes directors that he admired, like was it John Clampett or Joe Clampett or Chuck Jones?
Chuck Jones would be
So it's like I don't know much about Looney Tunes history because I just really didn't grow up on that kind of stuff. But like the people who made it seem to be big fans. So I think that speaks to what you were saying.
Yeah, I think Chuck Jones and like I think you can see that influence in a lot of just like comedy, even beyond Looney Tunes. Like a lot of again with the legacy, like some other directors and stuff like are hugely inspired by like that sort of sense of humor or whatever.
Yeah. Here's a big wrinkle. In October 1993, Michael Jordan abruptly announced his retirement from basketball before signing a minor league baseball contract the following February.
I was like that like as a kid. That's kind of how I like this movie like informed a lot of like what I imagined Michael Jordan was like, and I know it's not like real, like I know he's probably not this guy at all. This and like I guess the Hanes commercials or whatever, but like in my mind when someone is talking about like Michael Jordan's time spent like playing baseball, I imagine it's like the scene in the movie, even though
me too.
Yeah,
where everybody's just like, you're doing great. It's like you struck out.
So funny.
Everyone's is helping him.
Yeah, you look good when you strike out.
I guess I'm not a baseball fan either, so I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard a podcast. They were reflecting on this time when we passed the like I guess the 30th anniversary of his time in the minor league baseballs. But one of the hosts had said it's like Michael Jordan is like probably the best baseball player. Like if you met him in real life, he'd be the best baseball player you've ever met in your life. But the problem is the best baseball player you ever met in your life is not good enough to be in the major leagues,
right,
let alone the minor leagues.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't considered that, but that does make sense, yeah.
Like he's an athlete and he's good in being athletic, but he is not trained for the baseball.
Right. But all things considered, it's like he's an okay baseball player.
Yeah,
but he's also amongst like the greatest of the greats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know very little about his real life story. Like I think there is some truth to like he wanted to play like what his dad played or something. Like I don't know what was really going on. I know he had a lot of things going on at the time outside of sports or whatever. But so, you know, whatever, take my thing with a grain of salt, but I kind of respect that he was like, you know what, I'm the greatest at what I do, and I'm just gonna go, like, some people might call it hubris or whatever, but I sort of respect it. He's like, whatever, I'm gonna play baseball. You know?
Yeah, diversify.
I had a bad thought, and I don't think it's the same, but it reminded me of CM Punk leaving wrestling and trying to be an MMA fighter.
Right, yeah. I kind of respected that at the time. Like, it was like, okay, man, sure. Like, I don't think he thought he was gonna be successful at it, right? I don't know.
It takes cojones, so I guess, yeah, I definitely respect it.
Yeah, I definitely respect, like, for me personally, just kind of like not feeling trapped in the thing you do and you love, you know, like, go see what else you can do, diversify your experiences.
It's even more amazing that he did that, and then he came back and won three more championships. It's like, okay, you know, like, you can just do whatever you want, I guess.
Anyway, Jordan's decisions at the time put the Looney Tunes project into doubt, but the writers decided to just work them into the script anyway.
Well, and it ended up being a perfect vehicle to, like, relaunch his basketball career. It's like...
He was only doing. I asked. I was like, "How long did he do baseball for?"
He was out of basketball for 2 seasons.
That's not even a year.
Yeah.
That is a year.
It's like a year and a half. Or whatever. And I guess the only reason he left baseball was because one of the reasons I saw cited was the baseball players went on strike in '95, he was in the minor leagues, and he was afraid, I don't want to get recruited into the major leagues. I'm not ready yet.
Okay,
that's smart.
Yeah.
That's too, I feel like he was probably like, you know, he's like, again, he was probably the king of the minor leagues, not in skill, but he's probably the coolest guy around. But, you know, all of a sudden you go up, like, I would imagine if you're going up with people who play professional sports at the same level you did, but in a different sport, like, it would just be like, the vibes would be different, you know, it would be less fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I imagine what he did in the 90s, it's like, he won 3 championships, then he saved the Looney Tunes from Monstars, and then he went back and he won 3 more championships.
That's what I love about this movie. It kind of it's like what gives him the spark to go back to the Bulls. It's like a fairy tale.
Yeah, it really is.
So in addition to Jordan, the film's live action cast was filled out with character actors like Wayne Knight and other NBA stars like Charles Barkley and Larry Bird, among many others. The voice cast, meanwhile, saw several newcomers taking on iconic Looney Tunes roles because Mel Blanc, the man who played all the Looney Tunes, had passed away in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in the early 90s, and we talked about this, Jess and I, when we did Tiny Toon Adventures for 1990.
Mm.
Like, they were trying to reinvent the Looney Tunes, and they were trying to, like, find new, like, voice actors to play these iconic characters because Mel Blanc wasn't around anymore. And so that's where we are when Space Jam is being produced. So they're looking for the right voices to fill out these big shoes.
Yeah.
And at least for Bugs Bunny, the role went to an up-and-coming voice actor named Billy West.
Yeah.
Might know as Fry from Futurama, right?
Never heard of him.
He's what's
he's everybody.
Yeah.
What else? I'm trying to think. Was he in there? I feel like there's a lot of those prolific voice actors who we had on our talk about on our show because they had a lot of them in like Clay Fighter. I don't know if you remember that game, Rod, but
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I can't remember if Billy West was one of them, but
he's Doug.
Oh,
he's
Doug.
Is he in?
He's the new Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's got to be one of the like top voice actors of all time, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. So this was basically his first time playing Bugs Bunny.
Wow,
that's why I mentioned it.
I never realized that. That's crazy. Oh wow, okay. Dang.
So and I think he continues to play Bugs Bunny, at least like he did for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The person actually there's a guy who does a lot of the Looney Tunes now since like 2018. Yeah, Eric Bauza, I think is his name.
Okay.
He's really good. He does we watched him on, there's like these live dramatic readings of the Star Wars prequels that are on YouTube, and they had him on playing different characters, but like and he does the characters as like Looney Tunes
Oh,
characters.
Jess and I have seen those.
Yeah.
I love those. Yeah.
He's like, he does Porky and Daffy. He does Jar Jar as Daffy, I think. Yeah, he does Bugs
funny.
Bunny now too, I believe. He's super talented guy. Yeah.
Right on. So I thought that was an interesting kind of point. I have a lot of like technical details about how the movie was made. I don't know how much we want to get into detail now. Maybe we could talk about it as we talk about the movie. But like principal photography, like actual shooting, took place over 60 days, with 2/3 taking place at a very special sound stage at the Warner Brothers lot, which was basically a giant green screen set.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like the first true digital set.
It's another way. It's like Independence Day, where it's like these are like the beginning of a new era, and it's both like really cool, like to see, but it's also like, oh no, you know.
Yeah. And I guess like maybe when we talk about like the marriage between live action and animation, I can talk about like the techniques they use, because it is all very interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bog down too much right now.
Sure.
Oh, here's a good one. I'm sure you two might have heard about this one. To promote the film, Warner Brothers launched the now historic Space Jam website.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Which featured behind the scenes information, trailers, photos, downloads, games, and so much more.
So much more.
It still exists today.
So good. That is one of the most like 90s time capsules of all time, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
More than the
Independence Day had a physical time capsule. Space Jam has a digital one.
Oh, I
The
love
fact that someone's still paying for that domain name is wild.
Well, I think they just like it just fell like beneath the cracks, and they just forgot that they were doing that, and it just became so like once it was like kind of rediscovered, it's like, oh my gosh, this is like the best 90s website you'll ever see. And then Warner Brothers started using that domain, and they kept it the same visual style and everything, but they started inserting links to promote the new Space Jam movie.
Sure. That's smart.
So you can find Easter eggs for the new movie in the old website now.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm surprised they haven't tried to kill it with the way they've treated Looney Tunes stuff nowadays.
Don't tell Zaslav they're paying for that. He'll shut it down. But it's honestly like it's a great like exploration in there, because it's like got a lot of really useful information on there. I learned a lot reading. Like they talked about like a timeline for production.
Wow.
And like what everyone's background was, and they had like historic clips, and
That's pretty cool.
you can download like trailers.
That's very helpful for this podcast.
Websites can be useful. Yeah.
Yeah. Space Jam premiered in Los Angeles, November 10th, 1996, before going wide, November 15th. 2 days before the wide release, Space Jam's soundtrack hit store shelves, featuring the, I believe, Emmy-winning lead single, I Believe I Can Fly, by Mr. R. Kelly.
Moving right along.
Moving on.
Can I say it's a good song? Can I say that? I don't know.
It is a good song.
Yeah.
It's just tainted.
Yeah. We could talk about some of the other heaters on the soundtrack, though. It's a great soundtrack.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Before I found like the song that I was like, oh, this has got to close the show, I was like, that Seal song is so good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would listen to that all the time.
Because I like this. Sorry, the side tangent on "Fly Like an Eagle." I'm a classic rock fan, so I like the Steve Miller version, the original from the '70s. But I when I heard the Seal version in Space Jam when we watched it, I was like, "Holy cow, that song is so good!" The Seal version's better than the original.
I agree. I do like the Steve Miller version, but I think this is one of the cases where the cover is so much better.
That happens occasionally.
Well, I was gonna say my favorite track on there is the hip hop track with it's got Be Real from Cypress Hill, Method Man's on there, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes. There's one other person who's on there. I don't know. It's like amazing, like five amazing rappers basically, and like a legit good song. Like you could tell they're like, okay, we can't say like swear words in it or whatever, like
Right.
it's not, I wouldn't say they're like phoning it in, but it's fun. It's cool to hear like Method Man make a Wu-Tang Clan reference in a Bugs Bunny movie soundtrack song.
That's a lost art. I think it's called it's like Space Jam music inspired by the film. Like not even necessarily songs from the movie, but a bunch of movies from the 90s had the like soundtrack inspired albums.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, I remember like Godzilla had one, like they had like Green Day specific, like Godzilla specific Green Day songs.
That one is so funny because they just took Brain Stew, but they just add like an electronic drum, like a techno sounding drum beat to it, and put Godzilla roars in the song.
And the 90s Batman movies have like
Seal
song, like just full albums of songs about Batman.
Oh yeah. I was thinking Kiss from a Rose, but yeah, you got like Prince did a whole, he wrote a whole Batman album. Like,
I had one from Pokemon. I think it was it the first movie? I don't know. There was like a Britney Spears song on there. There's a Vitamin C song.
Yeah.
I was just listening to a podcast like the other day driving home, and they played the M2M song from that soundtrack, and I was like, yes.
I love when like music nerds and movie buffs get together and are just like, no, we can do something cool.
Yeah. That is a bit of a lost art. I mean, I'm sure there's you get your I'm just Ken or whatever. Like there's stuff like that, I guess, but that's a little different.
It's not the same. So anyway, Space Jam. There really are two halves of the movie, and they come together at the very end for the big climactic basketball game.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I have a lot to say on the live action portion, but I want to save it. I think the kids want to hear about Looney Tunes for a second.
Okay, yeah.
What is everyone's opinion on like the animated portions of the movie? Because one, I guess this is like the first true Looney Tunes movie. They had like like clip show movies, where they collected a bunch of shorts and tried to work a narrative around it. But this is the first true feature-length Looney Tunes movie.
Yeah.
I feel like the look of it, you mentioned that. I will say, like, the look of it, I remember when I first watched it as an adult, it didn't look like how I remembered it as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, you could see, like, sort of the age or whatever. But then now as time goes on, it's again something that I look at it from a different way, where I'm like, wow, this looks like pretty sweet, like that they did this, like it's come, I don't know, maybe that's like every decade I'll have a different opinion about it, but I think it looks cool, and I actually think it looks like fairly convincing. Like you're never gonna have Michael Jordan standing in Looney Tunes land and it will look real, but for what they're going for, I think it looks good,
I agree. I think that like the colors are bright and poppy. Again, I wasn't a big Looney Tune nerd. Yep, that's a term. And but I thought it did look really good. I think I was comparing it to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and those are different, absolutely. But it just felt very vibrant. Like especially if we're talking about like the world before it, like they sort of like were interacting with the real world.
Like standard Looney Tunes land. Whatever, I guess one is like a realm that's underground, which is so weird. I thought that was pretty strange.
The big like Warner Brothers logo they have to fly through. Yeah.
To get to Looney Tunes land, you get sucked into a golf hole, like on a golf course, and fly through a tunnel into the best way I could describe is like the portal in Super Mario, the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Or even like Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
You like go into like this like Warner Brothers logo that is like shimmering, and you like push through it.
And we're here.
And you're in this like other dimension.
Yeah, what is that? What is that made of?
Yeah, what is it made of? Yeah, that's a great question. Maybe that's why I liked it, because I also like my favorite movie as a kid was the Mario movie, and so maybe I was.
It's so good.
Yeah, I was maybe captured by like there's another world, like in the center of the earth. I don't know.
It's kind of funny. I thought the one like the Looney Tunes area was just kind of mid. It was just very generic cartoon environment. Like even Roger Rabbit's Toontown was more like wild and wacky. This just seemed like a very mundane animated world, except for the Moron Mountain space stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I look back and I was like, that stuff looked awesome. I liked it as a kid and I like it now.
They go on like there's like a lot of like this 3D CG stuff when that sequence when they fly up there looks really cool, I think.
Yeah.
Roller coaster.
Like the plot of Space Jam is there's a planetary theme park called Moron Mountain run by Danny DeVito. And he's got like a bunch of little alien dudes that run it, and it's like this death trap, tourist trap.
Like a fair.
It's like a fair. He's a carny.
Yeah.
And the Gen X teenagers aliens that visit don't like it there.
They're bored.
Don't take me near here. Don't take me here again. All right.
Yeah. That's one of those, like, I have like so much of the movie like burned into my skull, and that's like one of those lines that I just like am always hearing it in my head. That's that kid.
Don't bring me in here, right?
Let's get out of here, Dad. This stinks. Don't bring me here anymore, right? Don't bring me here anymore, right?
But yeah, it's like Gooey said, it's 3D animation mixed with 2D animation, so all the characters are 2D, and a lot of like the planets are all 3D. I like the look of it. It's very like 90s, like gritty.
Yeah, it is.
There's that side of the 90s that's like very dark and
it's edgy. Yeah,
gritty. Yeah.
I feel like it's like appropriate too, that it's like I think the sort of like, I don't want to say there's like satire in the movie, but I feel like Warner Brothers, some of their, like we mentioned Animaniacs and Looney Tunes gets into that realm. Like the idea of the plot is like, we're going to use the Looney Tunes to spice up our amusement park, is like, that's a good idea. like just based on reality a little bit, you know.
It's literally what they did with Six Flags.
Yeah. And that's what they're doing in the movie, is like, we need the Looney Tunes as a marketing device, you know.
That's a good point.
And then eventually they want Michael Jordan as well, so it's like, that's perfect.
It's sort of like, I have this theory that like maybe the Looney Tunes had such a big renaissance in the 90s because like 90s cartoons could be really mean and gross.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think of like even Nickelodeon cartoons, like Nicktoons were kind of gross with Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy and All Real Monsters.
Yeah.
But then we're talking like Beavis and Butthead and Daria and all of the MTV cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Moron Mountain reminds me of those.
Yeah.
They're just like a little mean, a little gross.
Yeah, it feels like the Looney Tunes are like passing the torch to that almost.
Yeah, and that's why I think the Looney Tunes fit so well in the 90s, because the Looney Tunes in the 40s and 50s, they were the meaner, you know.
Yeah.
They were more snarky and sarcastic.
Yeah.
And violent.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something like, I always loved Daffy Duck. He was always my favorite one, but like he's like always annoying and complaining in something, but I really for whatever reason, like I connected with him more than, you know, anyone. Maybe it's because he's sort of the underdog, you know. He always gets crap from Bugs Bunny or whatever. He's always bested, you know, typically. But yeah, like I don't know, as a kid I always liked like these sort of more, these characters who are like scummy, I guess, you know.
I'm thinking back to when I was a kid, and I remember like there, you know, the Monstar, one of them, like his shorts get pulled down and you see his butt.
Yeah,
I remember that being a big laugh. Or
yeah.
When there's a close up of Taz in the movie where he's like putting on his war face, and he's got like boogers running down his face and stuff. And it's like, it's gross now, but I think as a kid it's like, oh, I dig that. I don't know.
You're like, oh, this is
just the right amount of edgy.
It reminds me of Ren and Stimpy. You know, there's like a lot of nasty. Yeah. You mentioned that, but like I think when they show like those nasty close-ups in Ren and Stimpy, like I love that as a kid.
And then there's the live action side of Space Jam, and that deals like, it starts with it's Michael Jordan. It actually, like, other than a flashback showing Michael's childhood, it kind of starts at the press conference where he announces he's leaving basketball. And it's sort of like this kind of weird comedy family drama of Jordan navigating being a baseball star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did y'all respond to that?
Yeah, that kind of just feels like the fame, we've got sponsors and stuff, and we're just going around being famous, there's that line, pull up your Hanes,
Strap on your Nikes.
Yeah, we're gonna go get a
Grab your Wheaties and your
Big
Gatorade.
Mac.
Come on, Michael, it's game time. Get your Hanes on, lace up your Nikes, grab your Wheaties and your Gatorade, and we'll pick up a Big Mac on the way to the ballpark.
You're like, all right, this guy's just dealing with like being famous and sort of retired, but doing money deals, branded stuff.
I like those sort of parts, but
Yeah.
sorry, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, the baseball part is kind of funny because just like, yeah, I'm a famous dude, but I'm also just trying to do like my own thing, and you know, these guys, the catcher trying to tell him what to do. He's like, I'm just trying. He swings when the catcher tells him not to, and he's like, I couldn't help it. You're like, oh, he's just trying to live his life.
It's don't worry, I'll get you another one.
Everyone's patronizing him.
Yeah.
I like that part. I like the opening, but I also think it was so interesting because I was like, as a writer, it's like, he's so chill right now. Like, he's doing good. Like, as good as he can be, but he's like not a great baseball player. And there are people saying things about him on TV about him not being a great baseball, but he's like smiling, having a good day.
He doesn't really struggle that much.
Yeah, it's like, even though we're like objectively, I feel like if I was writing a character like this, or if I was in this situation, I'd be so frustrated. Even with people, especially with people being like, yeah, good job, next time, buddy. Like, feeling, I know they aren't being condescending, but I know I was like, I would feel condescended too.
Right.
Huh?
Oh no, I was just like, you're totally right. Yeah, like I was just gonna say, like, I feel like he's like, they were almost like, we don't want to give Michael Jordan too much of an acting challenge. So he plays great.
He can't yell at his kids to like show his low point. Something he needs to grow from.
Yeah, and it like, it was weird because it was like, it wasn't that I had a problem with it. I just thought it was like, that's such a strange way to go. But then it's just kind of like the idea that like they're presenting a like, yeah, but Michael Jordan's just a cool dude. Like, that he's just like, for lack of a better word, Ted Lassoing it, you know? Like, he's just like, yeah, that's fine. And you're like, because Ted Lasso is a thing currently, I was like, this works in a very weird way. Like,
Michael Jordan doesn't change.
Yeah,
he's just him.
He's just like a cordial, cool guy. His son gets home from school or from a game, and he's like, I sucked. And he's like, it's okay, bro. Watch some Looney Tunes. And it was just like, he's just like one note, but the note is pleasant. Like, and it's not aggravating to watch. It's just a little confusing.
We were debating watching it, going, is he a good actor or not?
Is he just really good at like being himself?
Is he good at being Michael Jordan?
I was wondering that too, because like, yeah, watching it, like, I don't think his acting, like, he never comes across like, you know, sometimes you watch a movie with a celebrity and you're like, oh my God, it's so grating. But like, maybe it's just because I have, again, the muscle memory of all the lines, but nothing of his acting sticks out as like bad or anything. But yeah, he has no conflict. Like he gets abducted by the Looney Tunes, and like you have Wayne Knight comes to find him or whatever, I guess, and then like there's like, I mean, maybe there's crazier stuff going on in the real world at the time with them losing their talent, and like there's maybe, but like, even like the Looney Tunes go to his house and his kids are there, and they're like, don't worry, he's gonna play a basketball game and he's gonna come back. And the kids never, you know, it's not like a movie where the dad has to, you know, reconnect with his family. Like, there's no conflict, everything's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't know, it doesn't challenge Michael Jordan.
And it's such a strange thing, because the idea that you could just be pulled through a tiny hole into another world and you're just like, oh yeah, we can shoot some hoops, is so crazy to me.
My new favorite scene in the movie is Michael Jordan gets abducted by the Looney Tunes when he's playing golf with Bill Murray and Larry Bird as themselves. And Wayne Knight is there, not playing himself, but he's just hanging out. He's like a publicist or something, there to like assist Michael.
Yeah,
but Michael attempts to pull his ball out of a hole on the course, and a cartoon lasso comes out from the hole and pulls him in, and all the guys, like Wayne Knight's character, is like frightened and where'd he go? What's going on? Bill Murray and Larry Bird is just like, huh, that was weird. Is he coming back? I don't know. And they just like casually walk to their golf cart, have a conversation about how Bill Murray wants to be in the NBA. And I was like, that's when I got it. I was like, oh, the live action portions from here on out, they're also cartoons.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. They don't go full like satire with this, but there is a bit of an element of like, we don't really care, like too much about this. Again, later Bill Murray's like, yeah, whatever. The producer called me. So just since you mentioned that, another way this was a big touchstone for me, because before the movie came out, like in the early 90s, I had for the NES, I had a Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird video game where you played one-on-one. You played Jordan or Bird or whatever. And so like Larry Bird was one of the only other basketball players I knew as a video game character. So like as a kid, I was like, whoa, it's the guy that I played basketball against as Michael Jordan in the movie. Yeah.
Oh wow.
We skipped over it, but we mentioned the scene where they like, get your Wheaties, put on your Nikes, whatever. They have a McDonald's. There's a Big Mac like McDonald's bag like on the counter next to him, like in the shot, and that reminded me there were McDonald's toys for Space Jam. And I remember getting a whole bunch of them. They were like jigsaw puzzle pieces that fit together with Looney Tunes characters like on top. And I can't remember if they moved or whatever, but I don't know. That unlocked a memory for me just now.
I think if I looked that up right now, it'd be too big of a hit of nostalgia. But I vaguely remember that.
So, continuing the live action storyline, they're not Monstars when they're little, but the little alien dudes, they're called Nerdlucks.
I totally forgot that. Yeah, wow.
They come down to Earth. Well, no, I guess they go down to the Looney Tunes land because they want, like Gooey said, they want to abduct the Looney Tunes to be attractions in their theme park. And the Looney Tunes like,
that's against the rule books.
Yeah, they con
I love this part actually.
Aliens into saying, no, you have to give us a chance to defend ourselves with a game of our choosing.
And they have to like brainstorm what sport. Yeah.
My favorite part of that scene, by the way, is Sylvester the cat. Like everyone offers their suggestions, and Sylvester the cat says, "I know what we need to do. We'll wait until the old lady goes to bed. We'll eat the bird."
Suffering succotash! What's wrong with all of you? I say we get a ladder. Wait till the old lady's out of the room, then grab that little bird.
Yeah, he says, "Well, we'll get a ladder and snatch that bird," or whatever. It's like that's what I mean, though. I feel like the movie, like some of the characters that you would maybe see more an extensive short for, they only get like 1 or 2 moments of the movie, but they do a good job of like capturing like their essence in that little bit. Like even in that same part where Yosemite says like, "We ain't a going nowhere." It's like, I don't know, it's so funny to me. Those characters are funny. Just what's the Foghorn Leghorn? Love that guy.
So they finally settle on basketball. They challenge these short little aliens who don't have, they don't have the height to play a basketball game. So the Nerdlucks decide they're going to go to the real world and steal the talent of 5 leading NBA stars.
I like that part too, actually, quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you get this very strange, Jess and I thought it was strange, a very strange scene where the Nerdlucks show up to a basketball game and they're sitting like the second row, and there are a bunch of little guys in a trench coat. Like it's,
as
they're
one
all,
does.
They're all stacked up with a trench coat and a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene is sort of like framed around this couple that are there watching the game, and the woman is very disturbed by the movements of the person sitting next to her.
This guy's doing something weird in his coat.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, yeah.
And they like
actually the guy who's way too in the game, that's actually Dan Castellaneta, who voices Homer Simpson.
No way.
Yeah. Like one of the main, and of course he's in Clay Fighter. Shout out Flashback 64. But yeah, Dan, that's him. Yeah. If you watch it and you're thinking like that's Homer, like you will slightly hear it. It's weird.
Interesting.
Huh.
Okay, yeah, I missed that one. We were more like, is this a public masturbation joke?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it definitely is.
Yep.
And that's where it's like something for mom and dad throughout the movie every so often.
The adults
Something
are gonna
for mom
love
and
it.
dad, public masturbation. Great.
The kids aren't gonna get it. There's like a boner joke later in the movie because they introduce Lola Rabbit, who's 1,000 young furries awakenings.
Yeah,
And some non-furries.
Yeah, fair.
But like she kisses Bugs at some point. He like gets stiff as a board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Rod's got a dirty mind, I guess.
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
But anyway, the Nerdlucks they go incorporeal and they get into the basketball that's happening during the game, and any of the stars that touch the basketball, their talent is sucked out.
Yes. And then they're real bad and they run like penguins.
Oh yeah, that scene that's where I was just like, I love Charles Barkley in that scene. He's like walking around like a robot because he doesn't know how to play basketball anymore.
I like those like almost the news report or whatever, and they're like, "I got this," and they're like pouring water on their face and stuff. Like, or is it like Patrick Ewing gets hit? Like just gets like past the ball for a free throw or something. It hits him in the head. It's like,
yes,
that's good. That's good humor right there.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, oh, this is a live action cartoon.
Yeah. We really enjoyed the like montage of the like basketball stars being like, I don't know what's wrong with me, or even them being, the Lakers are refusing to play. No, we're not going in that locker room, and then they all put gas masks on.
You can change out
all
here.
put gas masks on. That's so freaking funny. And they like all go see a shrink, and
The montage, the Basketball Jones montage, that part. When I was a kid, it always like I obviously didn't like notice the humorous parts of it, but like seeing them like go through their struggles, like as a kid, I was like it was like a really sad part of the movie to me, like seeing Charles Barkley getting beat by like the kids. Be gone, Charles Barkley. I was like, this is so sad. They've lost their talent. What are they gonna do? Now I realize, like, it's 100% like it's funny the whole time. Like you're never supposed to feel
it is
bad.
funny. Well, that Charles Barkley scene where he stumbles into a pickup game with some teenage girls, and whenever I see Charles Barkley, my brain wants to go, "You're Charles Barkley."
Yep.
Not Charles Barkley.
Sing it
Just a
out.
wannabe who looks like him. Hurry, break out. Shouldn't even be here. Be gone. Wannabe, be gone.
I also have him going, it wasn't a dream. It really happened.
And even that montage is shot really well, because like they have the same shot composition for every player who's sitting on the couch with the shrink, and the taller guys are like sticking off this very tiny little bed.
It's really well done, yeah.
And they're like walking through a hotel, or no hotel. They're walking through a hospital hallway.
Oh,
and they like bump their heads on the top. I don't know.
The guy being like, I'm just short now. Without basketball, I'm just short.
What do I got now? I'm just a short guy.
Oh, I noticed this time watching the dog. Its name is Charles. It's like a bark. Charles Bark.
Oh no!
God. Is that a dig?
I was like, that's gotta be intentional.
Wow.
So I love those were my favorite parts, by the way, in this most recent rewatch with all the basketball stars who couldn't play anymore. They were very endearing. I loved it.
They're good. Like they're all like funny again. Like I think it's again too like they're just playing themselves and like they don't have to get too like they're getting serious, but it's silly, so it all works. It's not like yeah.
They got another joke in for the parents with the performance.
Oh yeah. Are you having poor performance in any other?
Yeah.
That's when like too in the song it's like who's it in that song? Is it I don't know where he's going like yeah, and they're like,
yes.
We have issues, and they go, no.
Are there any other areas besides basketball where you find yourself unable to perform?
Yeah.
No. I'm just asking.
Is it Barry White? Am I?
It sounds like him, yeah.
I know they don't feature it in the movie, but Chris Rock is like singing and narrating over most of this. Like if you listen to the album version, it's like really annoying. Actually, it's like Chris Rock just goofing off for a song.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
But of all that sets up the big game, and Jess and I were watching it, and the basketball game at the end of the movie, it hits basically exactly 50 minutes into this hour and a half long movie.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came on, Jess and I told Jess, I was like, let me check and see where this is in the movie, because I'm curious how long the actual climax is. And I'm like, 50 minutes. I was like, did that feel like 50 minutes to you? And you go, no. And I was like, holy cow, this movie just flies.
Yeah. Which is
Great
like, what's
pacing.
really good, because I was incredibly jet lagged. I was so tired. I was like, oh, I'm glad this is almost over. But it went fast.
I'm like, I think that's a testament to the movie. That's a good thing. Like, I think that shows that it's well paced. It never gets boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like we mentioned it doesn't really have like an arc for the character or anything. So like, it's like, we don't have to concern ourselves with that. It's like, we get Michael Jordan to Looney Tunes land. You know, we don't even need to show them practicing really. We'll do the spit shine and that's good, you know.
Introduce Lola and then
Lola, yeah,
the team's ready.
I guess it dips the most maybe like right before that when they go get his shorts or whatever, you know, like,
oh yeah,
that's kind of whatever. But yeah,
even though I liked that scene as a kid,
I think that was in there because the kids and stuff. I feel like that is because it's like we're hitting all the quadrants. You know, we gotta have kids in the movie.
Yeah.
But
I think that had the most impressive practical agent in it. We stopped and be like, wow, they are digging up this lawn where they're like having that's not CG or anything. That's like you're digging through this ground, making perfect little like arches of dirt, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah, I think we should talk about that, like how well the movie marries live action and animation. Because that scene in the real world where Bugs and Daffy are like trying to find his shoes and his shorts in his house, they're like little tiny moments where they did something they didn't have to. Like Bugs grabs a chair to use as a stool to get Michael Jordan's shoe that's like up on a high shelf, and you can tell they just moved that chair using some kind of rig in the house and then animated Bugs around it. And I was like, they didn't have to do that, but they did it.
Yeah.
And it makes it look real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good. And I feel like that part, you got a lot of them, like just Bugs and Daffy, like kind of talking, like there's some good stuff. Or like they were talking about their agents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Speaking of toys, you know all those mugs and t-shirts and lunchboxes with our pictures on them? Yeah? You ever see any money from all that stuff?
Not a cent.
Me neither.
It's a crying shame. We gotta get new agents. We're getting screwed.
That's your Tiny Toons Animaniacs humor.
Yeah.
Insider humor was big at the time.
They have the part where they kiss the Warner Brothers seal on their butt, you know? Like, yeah.
That was funny.
That was one where we looked at each other and were like, wow, this is aged in a funny way, you know?
Yeah. And we mentioned Roger Rabbit a little bit. I think Jess did. And I guess the animators and Ivan Reitman, they reached out to Robert Zemeckis specifically to ask him, like, hey, can you give us any advice on this? Because before Space Jam, Roger Rabbit was the biggest live action animated hybrid. And before that, we had like Pete's Dragon. And then I think between, the only other movie was Cool World, which sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Roger Rabbit is still like the gold standard for that. Like,
right?
Space
Yeah,
Jam
it is absolutely.
Isn't even, you mentioned it. It's not as good as Roger Rabbit in that regard.
I got a quote from a guy named Neil Boyle, who is the supervising animator on Space Jam. He said, quote, "One thing I heard from Ivan Reitman when they were thinking of going ahead with this movie, had phoned up Robert Zemeckis about Who Framed Roger Rabbit and asked, do you have any advice to make a movie like this? And he said, don't do it. It nearly killed me."
Oh, but he's a perfectionist.
That's probably why they did limit to like the interactions between the worlds to those like like a couple characters here or there, you know, like if they had to do a whole like Roger Rabbit, you look at it, it's like it seems way more difficult than Space Jam.
Yeah. Space Jam was mostly done in CG and that are like in a green screen, which is a lot easier to just put stuff around than like make objects move in the real world and then animate things on that.
Yeah, luckily, like you said, like Michael Jordan's like the big and Wayne Knight to a lesser extent, and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
They're like the interaction between them and the cartoons. It's really those three guys, and then the last act of the movie is like a bunch of 2D characters interacting in a 3D space, which was also new at the time, apparently. Like, they really hadn't done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool.
Yeah, no,
That's like
it looks good.
Pretty cool precedent. Yeah.
I saw some footage. Basically, they had a giant green screen the size of a basketball court, and they had Jordan out there in his, doing all his acting, playing basketball. He's playing basketball against a team of people in green suits with a green basketball.
Oh.
Why?
And the teams that he was competing against were made up of real professional players and comedian, like I think Second City comedians, who were meant to play the cartoons.
Huh.
So they're playing doing pratfalls and like exaggerated movements.
Yeah.
So the animators can have reference.
Okay.
That feels like a fever dream.
It's very nightmarish to look at the behind the scenes footage, because you're like, oh man, Michael Jordan's just acting in a void of green.
Oh man.
With green men and green objects everywhere.
Yep. Nope.
They should release that cut of the game.
I just want to interview Michael just for a second. Did you have nightmares? You did, right? Is there any green in your house currently?
It's freaking this guy, Michael Jordan. He did interviews on that television special I watched, but all his interviews are in character.
Oh.
So he's talking as if he really did have a basketball game with Bugs
That's
Bunny.
what I'm talking about. Keep the kayfabe going. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it kayfabe or was he broken by the green screen room?
Oh man.
Wait, broken Michael Jordan instead of Matt Hardy.
Broken
no.
Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Delete.
This is a comic I'm gonna start writing.
Do it.
So of course the big game is really the longest scene in the movie is the big basketball game at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always my favorite part of the movie as a kid. I think everybody is probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stretch Armstrong.
It's got all the references, Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Pulp Fiction gag. I was like, oh wow. Jess thought it was a Men in Black reference.
I did. I was like, what is that? Because I fall asleep every time you make me watch Pulp Fiction.
Maybe we could just list off our favorite gags from the movie, or from the Space Jam basketball scene.
I wanted to mention actually that we talked about Marvin the Martian. I like that he was the referee, because it was like, okay, I know he's a Looney Tune, but it's sort of like it's Looney Tunes versus aliens. We need a guy who's kind of neutral,
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like he's an
That makes
alien.
sense.
Yeah. He seems objective. I feel like he would be the best referee in any sport, really. But other than that, favorite gags, I don't know.
Yeah, I love when because the first half of the game it's a shutout, and the Looney Tunes are losing hard. They're getting crushed.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, one of my favorite little jokes was Daffy Duck gets smushed.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets pulled up from the ground, and he's a little glob, and he says, "Mommy, I don't want to go to school today.
I want to stay home and bake cookies with you."
Mommy, I don't want to go to school today. I want to stay home and bake cookies with you.
I don't know why that connected with me as a kid, but it was just so funny.
You're so tickled.
I did. I remember quoting that to people a lot too. It's that was a really funny line, but now it's it doesn't have the same impact, I don't think.
McKenna, did you have any favorite gags?
I think I don't know. I just like when they're the part before they turn it around, where you just see them all on the sideline. It's just totally battered up.
One of them's
in an iron lung.
Yeah.
Tweety's in an iron lung.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they bring out, Wayne Knight.
Your favorite
Bill
part,
Murray
the Wayne Knight joke.
to win the game. They're key for winning the game.
Yeah, the triumphant Bill Murray showing up. It's ridiculous.
Finally gets his shot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this picture.
Hey, perhaps I could be of some assistance.
Wayne Knight gets also smushed, and they have to blow him up like a balloon.
Yeah.
That was a big laugh when I was a kid
Yeah.
with my cousins.
That is one of the least funny things to me now. Like I feel like Wayne Knight is just like a funny guy, you know, like his funniest moments are the scene where they introduce him, you know, and like
Yeah.
those parts. And I feel like okay, well now let's just make fun of him for being like overweight basically is like, you know, it doesn't quite hit hard for me anymore.
I told Jess this when I was a kid because I'd only seen a few movies, you know, that were live action. And Wayne Knight's in Jurassic Park and Space Jam.
Yep.
And as far as I was concerned, Wayne Knight was probably one of the biggest movie stars I knew.
Yeah, like when I first like saw him in Seinfeld, I was like, oh, it's the guy from Space Jam. In the part McKenna mentioned where they're all beat up, this is like a gag they've done in Looney Tunes shorts in some other form, but when they're showing the scoreboard and it says like eventually the score just says like it sure is one-sided, isn't it? You know, like that's good.
Yeah. Halfway through the game, like they have their big like Michael tries to give a rah-rah speech in the locker room. So, and then Bugs basically like undercuts him and says, "Come on, Michael, you just got to give us your special stuff."
Yeah.
And it's a bottle of water essentially, but it's all placebo.
Yeah.
He tricks the team into like being excellent at basketball.
Yeah.
By pretending that it's, you know, juice or something. I don't know, you know.
That was
some kind
special
of stimulant.
stuff.
That was a toy. There was like a toy I had as a kid that was like that. It was like that bottle. And it was like, unless I'm just like making this up, but I remember having that and it had some like thing you mixed into it, like a powder.
Oh.
And yeah.
Wait.
I'm going to have to look this up because like maybe it's just like a fever dream that I had as a kid. But I remember that.
Your mom just gave you a bottle that said special stuff.
Well, it's a real prop. Do you know that the special stuff played into a wrestling storyline in the past few years?
Really?
No.
What?
Yeah. So right before All Elite Wrestling like debuted, they were building storylines up on the Young Bucks YouTube channel called Being the Elite. And at the time, the wrestler Hangman Adam Page was feeling really sad, really sorry for himself. He was insecure about his weight and how he looked in his ring, a full gear.
Yeah.
Like they would be like, "Oh, Adam, full gear? What's wrong with you?"
Wow.
You know, and so he was like losing matches because he had low self-esteem. So the Young Bucks give him special stuff with the bottle.
Wow. I did not follow that series, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, he turns it around just like the Looney Tunes do.
Look, I found this. Maybe this is an eBay listing for it's like
for the special stuff.
It says candy powder on there. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe it wasn't a drink at
Sugar
all.
Rush.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely had that, and it was definitely like the sugar was like what do you call that stuff you like dip?
Like dips.
You dip the stick in.
The fun
dip.
Stick?
It was like fun
Pixie
dip
stick,
candy
dipstick.
powder. Yeah.
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 Oh, shout out the Hangman Adam Page. I'm glad.
I just like, as far as legacy for Space Jam, I was like, oh, that's a recent one.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Because it was really subtle too. It was like they didn't like wink at the camera and say this is a Space Jam reference. It's like if you got it, you got it.
That's so good. Wow.
Yeah. That when they turn it around, when the Looney Tunes start picking the game back up and they like start getting close to tying the game, I feel like I enjoy 90s sports movie, like kids sports movies where the face team is breaking the rules a little bit, like playing rough and stuff. Like it's, I don't know. I liked that in the Mighty Ducks movies.
Yeah.
When like
they reference that in this too.
Yeah. Who would name a
Oh, right. Forgot about that.
Listen, how's this for a new team name?
The Ducks. Please. What kind of Mickey Mouse organization would name their team the Ducks?
So sue me. It's just a suggestion.
But yeah, like when the face team is kind of doing unorthodox methods to win the game. The Looney Tunes are all about that. Like they really lean into their Looney Tunes powers to start gaining the upper hand.
Yeah.
And that's the key. That's the key to victory for Michael Jordan as well.
Yes.
Which I feel like I think that speaks to how they keep it short, because I feel like that would be something now where like the screenwriter would be like, okay, we need to like establish like Michael Jordan needs to like learn to embrace his loony powers or whatever. But instead in this, they're just like, he's just like, oh, you can do that? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like make the shot now then, you know?
It's a little uncanny, that shot now, by the way. Like with his giant long arm.
I love that part.
But like the Wile E. Coyote, like one of the monsters is about to like do a dunk, but when he gets to the rim, it's loaded with dynamite.
That's good.
I thought that was good.
Yeah. I like the rules are pretty loose in this game. When Bill, this is a dumb line. I always thought it was so funny when I was a kid. But when Bill Murray shows up and they're like, I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this.
That was a good joke.
That was good. We both had a good laugh at that one. Like, oh, wow, burn.
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah, it was like it. Other than the listing off the jokes, that's kind of the real end of the movie. You know, they win the game and that's it.
He goes back home and he goes back to playing basketball. Well, he gives the magic powers back to the sad boys.
Oh, right.
That was fun. That was a sweet little scene.
And they play the R. Kelly song and we're out.
Yeah.
Some little things in the end I like. I like they show up at the game. They drop him off at the game. And the kids are like, oh, he's at his other game. You know, like they're the precious little children.
What other game?
But that's where I was like, I don't know what they actually did with the sequel because I didn't watch it. But I was like, that's what I want to like see in the sequel, is like the repercussions of Michael Jordan showing up at a minor league baseball game in a spaceship, you know. Like they should have him in Area 51, you know. Like...
Yeah. He's definitely picked up by the government.
Yeah. Black helicopters show up and Oh, and the game at the end, Bill Murray's like, it could have been me, you know.
Yeah.
Michael comes back with the 45 jersey, I think, at that time. I don't know if you caught that.
I believe you.
That was something we recently, I think he came because they maybe retired his jersey or something, but he came back and so he wore 45, and then he wore that all the way up until they were in like a playoff series and they lost one of the games in the series and the other team was talking smack and they're like, number 23 wouldn't have let me do that. You know, he was just saying like, this isn't the Michael Jordan, this isn't number 23. So next game, he shows back up with the 23 on and they win the series.
Nice. I tell you what, Michael Jordan didn't do enough smack talk. That his reputation precedes him as far as like how much smack talk he does on the court. He didn't do a lot of smack talk in this movie.
That's why I think
because it was for children.
Yeah, I don't think this movie represents like the real Michael Jordan, you know, but I think that's just how I will always probably see him regardless.
Yeah. It's like Jess and I did an episode on Anita Baker from the 80s, the singer, and Michael Jordan used to sing her songs to his opponents to get in their heads.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I like
their love songs.
I like when someone's the best and like they know it, you know.
Yeah. Well, any closing thoughts on Space Jam before I get into what the world thought from either of you?
Yeah. I don't know. It's
it's not your movie necessarily, right? It's not like
no, but it's fun. It's fun to see the animation and the live action stuff.
There's a couple little parts I wanted to mention, just more things that like kind of freaked me out as a kid. I don't know if we mentioned it, but like the Monstar transformation scene. That goes along, I think, with the gross part you're talking about, where you like kind of see them bulge and like when they show the one guy go like, oh, it's like that really kind of freaked me out as a kid. I can't remember. There was another thing that freaked me out, but I don't remember what it is. But...
Is it when Michael when Danny DeVito's character makes a deal with Michael Jordan, and if Michael loses, he has to be the attraction.
Yes.
And it's this horrific scene where it's like he's
signing papers and then basketballing.
Yeah, he's like shackled to like weights, and he's meant to play one-on-one with paying customers and lose.
Yeah.
Yes. That is actually now it's like one of the coolest parts of the movie because I think it's done like they did it the way they did it because I think they were like, all right, we're not gonna like film this for this scene, but we want to emphasize it. So they have this unique like animated art style for that part, and it actually looks really cool. Like I would watch a whole movie in that style.
It's like Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah,
kind of
totally.
Look or something.
Yeah.
I think there was an advertisement for Batman Beyond on this VHS that we watched.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That lines up.
Well, anyway, Gooey McKenna, do you recommend Space Jam to those who haven't seen it?
I think it's one of those things where it's like if if you like Looney Tunes or basketball or something, like yes, or like maybe you're interested in like that time period, or you like kind of like silly movies from that time period or whatever. It's one of those things where it's like if you miss that or whatever, or it's not like I would never tell. Like I always bring up this story. I remember once Rod in the ZD break room, Moss revealed that he had not seen Shrek, and a lot of people were like, "You gotta see Shrek," and I was like, "Does this guy really need to see Shrek at this point in his life? Like, will it affect him? You know what I mean?" I feel like it's one of those things where like, if it sounds like something you're into, you've probably seen it, but you know, yeah, no, yes, whatever you think.
McKenna.
Yeah, I think. Well, both of those movies, I'd say, are pretty culturally significant for their time period. So, I don't think they're like must watch necessarily, but if you want to get in that time period, that's a good way to do it.
Is one of the most like 90s movies. Yeah.
Jess.
I mean, I recommend it if you're feeling nostalgic. I wouldn't be like, if we had kids and I was like, oh, this is what I watched when I was a kid. It wouldn't be something I'd show to newer generations. This is stuff that I found fun. But like, I think if you've seen it before or you haven't, and but you grew up in the time where you can understand 90s cringe and 90s humor, it's something that you would be like, oh yeah, let's put this on. But I would do it with a group of people. It's not like, I'm just going to watch this home alone with a glass of wine in my hand.
I would watch it with McKenna's dad.
Man. Yeah, I think it's you had to be there kind of thing.
I would recommend watching like Looney Tunes. Like just check out some Looney Tunes stuff. Yeah.
And then maybe a couple Bulls games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look up Michael Jordan dunk compilations or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, what did the world think? Space Jam, like Independence Day, was a commercial success. Didn't make as much money because it was the 10th highest grossing film of 96. Grossed $250 million worldwide. It was the highest grossing basketball film at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what surpassed it now, but
Coach Carter.
Sure.
Space Jam
Maybe
2?
the Space Jam sequel. Yeah. The film received a mixed critical response, with reviewers split on the film's humor, animation, and special effects, as well as Michael Jordan's performance.
Okay.
We were also split.
Everyone this person didn't like it, this person liked it. Every aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that goes to show why it's like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like putting myself in the mind of like someone watching like a bunch of films in 1996. Like, once you even start comparing it to like Independence Day, you're already like, But then you think about like real movies from the time, and it's like,
apparently Siskel and Grandpa Ebert, they liked it. They both recommended it. Yeah.
Oh, I love his reviews. He always has like a great take on a movie, even if I disagree. I wonder what he thought about this.
Space Jam also took home 1 Grammy Award, 1 Annie Award, and 1 World Animation Celebration Award. So that Grammy went to R. Kelly, unfortunately, but
Yeah, it's fine. No more.
Oof.
Yeah. What can
And
you do?
what of the legacy of Space Jam? Space Jam has spawned a multimedia empire spanning toys, clothing, comic books, and video games. Can't say I've indulged in any of those things.
Oh, you didn't even have a Space Jam t-shirt?
I don't think I did.
You probably didn't. I would assume it'd be purple.
I had a Monstars jersey, like with this number
Nice.
0. I thought that
They were all 0.
Yeah, I thought that was so sick. Like I wore that all the time. Actually, I'm not wearing it, but in that kindergarten book, it has a picture with me and another kid, and he's got one on. But
Nice.
I looked at that and I was like, this was the coolest thing at the time for sure. And I did play. I didn't have it, but I played. There was a basketball like game that I played of it a couple times. But I never had. I think it was a PlayStation game, so I didn't have it. You know, I might have been on PC as well, but yeah.
The Michael Jordan Looney Tunes partnership would continue with a series of MCI Communications commercials.
What does that mean?
MCI, I think, was a competitor to AT&T for collect calls.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I found one on YouTube. Basically, Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny are trying to talk Taz into getting a collect plan.
Okay.
So that was the thing.
Do you have like?
Man, I'm glad we have cell phones.
There's some interesting like the stories of like movies they tried to follow up with this. Follow this up.
Oh yeah,
with.
please.
Well, I didn't bring it because I didn't expect it, but I know they were trying to do other sports spin-offs. Like I think they might have tried to do Skate Jam or something, maybe with Tony Hawk, or I can't remember.
I'd imagine like Wayne Gretzky was probably a consideration.
Yeah, right. I think they maybe even tried to do something with like Jackie Chan or something. But yeah, they were trying to make this like a series.
So like Air Bud, but Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Looney Tunes via different sports, stars. But what ended up happening, there was a lot of, it went through a lot of different things, and then they eventually got to do the movie Looney Tunes Back in Action. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Okay, but yeah, that one, that's where it ties into the Warner Brothers thing, because that's where they let Joe Dante direct it, and he is hugely inspired by classic Looney Tunes, and in fact he made Gremlins and then Gremlins 2, and the tone of Gremlins 2, it's this you should check it out, Rod. It's super satire, like it's there's a lot of like parody of Warner Brothers things, like Batman and Looney Tunes. Actually, they're the Looney Tunes are in the movie, actually. Like they let him do a Looney Tunes movie, and it's got some meta. It's like in that time period where it's like movies about making movies, like it's Brendan Fraser, I think, plays like an actor in it. His dad is played by Timothy Dalton as well. That might convince you to check it out. But yeah, it's Goldberg is in it as well.
Okay.
I don't know.
I saw that. I read that there's archival footage of Space Jam in Looney Tunes Back in Action.
I can't speak to its quality as a movie. I feel like I watched it once for my wrestling podcast because Goldberg was in it or something.
Okay.
And I remember, I don't think I appreciated it at the time, but I've become more of a fan of Joe Dante's work over the years. So like maybe I'll give another spin. But anyway, I thought it was at least appropriate that they gave a guy who clearly was inspired by Looney Tunes a shot at it.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
Even if there's no Tony Hawk or anything in it,
Yeah, I was like, I'm sad we didn't get a Space Jam or an Ice Jam.
A Jimmy Jam.
So there were a few of the Space Jam characters made cameos in some television shows. So the Monstars appear in the 1998 Pinky and the Brain episode Star Warners.
Oh,
so that's interesting.
Yeah.
And the Nerdlucks, the little guys, appeared in the 2021 TV movie Teen Titans Go! See Space Jam.
No,
oh,
awful. That's an awful title.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I can see those styles melding pretty well together, though. Ooh.
I like Teen Titans Go.
I don't.
I didn't watch. Did you watch it?
I watched some Teen Titans.
I did watch some
think
of
I
that.
watched Teen Titans Go though.
Teen Titans, the OG series, is like a very serious.
It's gritty. I like it a lot better.
Teen Titans Go is a farce.
It is.
It's SpongeBob, but with the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
But I like it. I think it's funny. The writing's good. Makes me laugh.
Maybe, yeah, that's one I feel.
The writing might be good. I just don't like the art, and so I don't give it a chance. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it's okay. When Teen Titans, when it started, like that time period, I started being like, I didn't stop watching cartoons. I mainly just watched cartoons, but I was like, I like Adult Swim or whatever. I was like, I don't watch the stuff for babies. I watch the adult cartoons.
Nah, Teen Titans is good.
I'm sure it is.
So is Teen Titans Go.
I found some of the other ones that were potential sequels. There was a Jackie Chan one, which turned into Looney Tunes Back in Action. And I mentioned the Tony Hawk one. They also considered Race Jam, which I don't like that name, with Jeff Gordon.
Yes, of course, Jeff Gordon.
Which I think he might be in Looney Tunes Back in Action. And then also Golf Jam with Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. Oh my gosh.
I was like, those are all the rock stars of those sports for sure.
Yeah. They could carry a movie, I think.
Race Jam.
Race Jam.
Awful.
Bad name.
Awful. Car Jam. Drive Jam. Drive Jam. Go fast. Go faster. Jam.
Yeah, it's like how Dominic Toretto's tournament in Fast and Furious is called Race Wars. And you're like, oh, buddy. Like even at the time, what were you thinking, man?
So this is interesting. There's been a lot of parodies about Space Jam in real sports.
Okay.
So
yeah.
In 2013, Yahoo Screen released a parody of ESPN's 30 for 30 about the game from the phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So 30 for 30 is a really well-respected sports documentary series.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a few episodes. They're really well done.
Yeah.
And they just bald-faced described this game, in its historical significance as if it was real. Very funny.
The
was it an April Fool's thing? That sounds fun.
I think it was.
That sounds fun.
And then another April Fool's thing, 2019. The website SB Nation ran a mockumentary April Fool's Day episode of its popular Rewinder series, specifically about Jordan's climactic slam dunk.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, it's still real to me,
And of course, 2021 saw the release of Space Jam: A New Legacy, a sequel film starring LeBron James. Didn't see it.
Yeah, no.
Didn't see it.
That was one of those things where the discourse around it was so interesting because I was like, this sounds bad, but not because I'm like it's disrespectful to the legacy of the commercial movie from the 90s. It's just like, no, it just looks really bad. No.
I've seen too many screenshots where they show the pop culture characters they filled the stands with, the Iron Giant's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
I think the dudes from The Shining, like Jack Nicholson's characters in there.
Oh yeah.
The characters from Clockwork Orange are back there.
Nope.
Yeah, as cynical as Space Jam is, and it's partially responsible for the current media landscape in a lot of ways, but this is just so beyond the pale. I was like, no, it's not gonna ruin the old Space Jam for me. I've ruined that for myself in a lot of ways. But no, thank you.
And I found this interesting. The director of A New Legacy, Malcolm D. Lee, didn't rule out a third film in the franchise. He told Entertainment Weekly, quote, "I think the bar has been set so high in terms of the first one with a global iconic superstar in Michael Jordan, and now the same global iconic superstar in LeBron James, who transcends sports. Who is the next person to put into the universe? Dwayne Johnson would be an interesting choice.
Oh.
It would be different. I'm not exactly sure what his skill set would be. Maybe he gets back into wrestling. That might be interesting."
That's happened, so they could call it Slam Jam.
There you go.
That sounds like the worst movie of all time. I don't know. No.
Dwayne Johnson is brought back into wrestling because he has to do a wrestling match with the Looney Tunes.
Goodness.
They could replicate like the final boss storyline a little bit. Like he could turn heel in the movie, you know.
It would have to be like a Royal Rumble, right? Like,
yeah, that would
have
be
to
interesting.
Oh,
like Dwayne has to like survive the Royal Rumble with like, you know, the Monstars and other Looney Tunes characters coming in.
This is a great idea. Because
Hold on. I need what's a heel group? Because it can't be Monstars. It's got to be like Monster with one of the groups that are heels. What is?
That's good.
Sorry, we're not workshopping this, but
It'd be like some parody of the New World Order or something, you know?
Yeah.
New Monster.
No. Just give up.
Fine, I give up.
Yeah, okay.
if you
I'm
can
just saying, like, if they partnered with WWE, like
Wait.
DX would just show up.
I got it. Toon World Order.
Yes.
Oh, yep. There we go.
Oh goodness.
That is the next comic
Warner
you're
Brothers, we're available.
writing. I'm not available. Don't put my name on this.
Because then too, like the Royal Rumble is like an hour-long match, so there's half your movie, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I got on Space Jam. Gooey McKenna, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Typically at the end of our shows, we just for fun decide which movie's better of the two.
It's for
as if
fun?
there's any way to compare, apples to oranges.
Pause. It's for fun. If it's for fun, you need to stop fighting me.
Why is there a scoreboard back there?
Scoreboard's not fun. This is business, sir.
Who's winning?
I am.
Jess won because she didn't compete. I'm honestly curious. Which movie do you think was better?
I think Independence Day for sure. Yeah. Like this is one where it's like you could put it on in a lot of situations, and yeah, I don't know. It's a cool movie. Space Jam is like a fun artifact. I enjoy it, but I think Independence Day is a good one to go back to. We've watched it a few times and we engage with it a lot more than when Space Jam. This last time we watched it, we barely were watching it. Like I can recite the whole movie to you at this point. But yes, Independence Day, I think.
Yeah.
You agree, McKenna?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna give the point, or like, you know what I mean? Like we're not even. It's unanimous. No
argument.
No argument.
Well, Rod will just say, I think personally I had more fun watching Space Jam, but I think it's just because I grew up on it.
Yeah, fair.
And it didn't feel like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
but my opinion don't matter. Oh, okay. Again, please tell our listeners where they can hear your show.
Plugs.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll give you if you like. We're not quite on the level of the Space Jam website, but we did make like kind of like one of those websites that looks old basically. Flashback 64.neocities.org.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a modern GeoCities type site, and my brother kind of helped us did the HTML, and you can find all our links and stuff there. And we're on Blue Sky, Flashback 64. That's like where we're mainly hanging out. Yeah, check it out.
Sweet.
Yeah, what games you got coming up soon?
We are.
If you're allowed to tease.
We just actually, you mentioned Wayne Gretzky. We just had a sports double feature come out. FIFA Road to World Cup 98.
Sports sequel.
And these were sequels to, we played FIFA 64, then FIFA Road to World Cup. And then it also we played Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. And then we followed up with Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey 98, which is the same game, nice. It turns out.
Yeah.
And we are currently we're heading into an interesting pair of games that people aren't gonna want to check out the show based on this, but we're playing Chameleon Twist and Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero.
Oh man.
Yeah, maybe people want to check that out, but yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, Flashback 64 on all your podcast platforms on your podcast machine. Jess and I, of course, you can find us on your podcast platform. I'm losing my voice.
Oh. Do you want me to do the outro? I can't do it right.
No, it's fine.
Let me do it. Let me ad-lib.
Go ahead.
Jess and I, you can find this podcast on any of the platforms of your choice with Medium Aid. We're on Blue Sky at Medium Aid Show. Nope, we're on Blue Sky at Medium Aid. And we're on Instagram at Medium Aid Show. And we're not on Twitter because Twitter sucks.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for Rod, you can find him at zeldadungeon.net.
Yep.
Where he writes really cool things about Zelda Dungeon. There's a Minish Cap coming up. It'll probably be out already by the time this comes. And a bunch of other stuff. Also, did you know that the Switch 2 is delayed? That you can also find on zeldadungeon.net. If you're looking for him personally, he's on Blue Sky at something. It's probably Rod the Master. And where he posts funny things that he likes and cute things that he likes. And never anything about me because I'm not funny or I'm cute.
Jess is on YouTube at Taming Tales.
Yeah.
She tells stories.
I tell them badly.
And she's starting a podcast with her friends.
I am starting a visual podcast with my friend.
Also, Chaos on the Table, where she writes about her D&D campaign.
Yes, novelization of a D&D thing. I'm not on any other platforms.
That's all we got. Anything else? Flashback 64. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah,
this is a lot of fun. No, I think that's it. Check out our stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, please do. They're awesome. Best N64 podcast out there.
Agreed.
I teased it a few times, but I was like, what do we close this segment out with? And I was like, I don't want to do I Can Believe I Can Fly. I could have done the Seal song, but I started searching like Super Mario 64 mashups with either Space Jam or Independence Day,
as one does,
and I found the perfect mashup. Hold on, I have to search it. I gotta find its name.
Speaking
so I can
of,
credit the guy.
It is a fever dream. Actually, for using that term.
It is Super Space Jam 64 credits from Based King Potato on YouTube. And it's an excellent mashup of the Super Mario 64 credits theme and the Quad City DJ Space Jam song. And it's like, it just seemed like the perfect end to this chat with, the N64 experts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mario 64, 1996, it makes sense.
It's
makes perfect sense.
It's so beautiful. It's so perfect.
Well, thank you again. And we will see you all next time with our movies of 2009.
Yeah. And remember, kids, gotta go faster, 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 faster.
Come on and slam. Oh, we're done.